Yeah, not bad, man. I'm a little bit sick. I've been sick for like 10
Yeah,
days.
yeah. Wow.
But other than that,
Sucks to suck.
yeah,
Uh,
I think it's just finals fever.
Yeah. Predictions. Giants by 26 points.
Ooh, so quite confident.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be close, but Giants will pull away late.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm also thinking the Giants, but I just can't shake this belief that I'm going to get proven wrong. But I have that with every game. To be honest, my footy tipping sucks.
Yeah, my tipping's been not bad this year.
Who did
I'm
you tip
still
last night?
Hawks.
Oh, yeah, okay. Unlucky.
Because I'm in this the Collingwood Reddit competition.
Yeah.
And I'm winning that at the moment.
Right. You're what? Winning that?
And I'm winning that at the moment. Yeah, I'm up by 3. I was up by like 5 last week, but I got only 1 right last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm just tipping the favorites from now on just to hold on to that lead.
Good call. So we got the Giants.
I figured I would give up on winning the members league.
Yeah, I think you're 3 behind now, which makes it tough.
2 or 3. Yeah, I think my margin's better, but that's
okay. That helps. That helps.
Yeah.
It's real Swift, isn't it? We need real Swift.
If I got the Giants tip right, if the Giants didn't choke that last week, then I would have been with a chance. But Giants choked, so
true. We got a few people in the chat. I'll just say hello to Brandon. He says, "Remember, guys, no footy chat, only Harry Potter." He says, "What's good, boys?" And I'm Brandon. Says, "Hello, everyone. Good to have you."
Special hello to He, my fellow brother in the Church of Chisel and Dacos. And no other West Coast midfielder.
Yeah. Hey?
And no other West Coast midfielder.
Yeah. Come on. He's just a year behind. Who'll join the club next year?
On the skincare routine, I'll tell you that much. It's a few more years.
Come on. I was walking into town just then, and I looked in my recent searches for Spotify, and I found Jewel of the Fates in there. So I just walked into town listening to Jewel of the Fates, and I was thinking, picturing being on one of those TikToks. Hey, what are you listening to? And you have to tell them in person what you're listening to.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to
I think about being on that all the time when I'm listening to music on public transport, on the way to uni.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you listen to something cool.
Yeah,
such as Jewel of the Fates.
Yeah, I mean that's just aura right there.
G'day, Hee. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for that. Let us know in the chat your predictions for this game. They've blacked out most of the stadium. That's quite a trippy effect. Kind of looks like a power outage at a Melbourne game. Sorry, you speak. I saw your mouth move.
Every Melbourne game, I should say. FC to be particular.
Yeah.
Because they suck.
Yeah. They finished 5th last. That's crazy. I feel pressured here. Do we stay silent for the national anthem? Do we talk through it? Is that bad?
I don't care.
Nah,
it's national. Who cares? It's national anthem.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
You're not even in the Australia, so why do you care?
True. Yeah. Got Wooden Spoon Data. Welcome, mates. He says, "Come on, GWS. G'day, AFL time."
I'm with you.
Sydney GWS dream needs to live on. Yeah. If I can clip that prediction at the start of the year. And as we get closer, I really hope I actually did make that prediction. I've been going off memory this whole time.
The Brisbane aren't. I don't think they can beat Geelong in Melbourne.
I agree. I think GWS is the best chance.
Yeah, I said at the beginning after Geelong won, I thought out of Sydney and Giants and Hawks and everyone who would play Geelong in the prelim, that Giants are probably the best chance to beat them because Giants play well against Geelong.
Yeah, they do. They beat them at GMHBA. And they're okay at the Giants. So as we saw in the last year's prelim, you'll remember that.
I certainly do. I don't remember 2019 though.
I remember 2019's prelim.
I don't remember it. I heard it got cancelled that year.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
it was strange. That's so weird. Yeah, they cancelled 2018 grand final as well. So it's weird.
Yeah. 'Cause, 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 Ooh, added some flair to the end of that national anthem. I'm not sure how far ahead or behind you are. I presume you're ahead.
I just heard the flare.
Yeah. What are you watching on?
I just care.
Okay. Yeah.
You said that at about the time where I got the flare, so
Yeah. That's good.
It's...
I'll be a few seconds ahead then. Big Toby Green game, I reckon, says he. I hope so. We haven't had a big Toby Green game for a while, I don't feel like. Who goes to Toby Green?
I reckon maybe start with it.
Yeah.
He's probably like their lockdown small defender.
Just having a look at the team. Yeah, it wouldn't be Zorko. You got Leicester, Starcevic, and Answorth as the others. And Payne was selected, isn't he? He's playing. There was some doubt around his
Payne.
Some people have been saying my boy's starting to get some age rust. Time to prove them wrong. Oh, Toby Green, I presume he's referring to. Yeah, I take exception to that. I'm the same age as Toby Green, so any of this like aging veteran stuff can just get.
I mean, he is ancient at Toby Green, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Do you hate that? No, I don't hate GWS. I mean, I do when they play us, and I do when they talk shit to us. But it's a bit like they talk shit to us. I'm like, it's the classic, response every Collingwood fan gives, where like, I don't think about you at all.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but look at that. Even like
Fremantle and Carlton.
It was the last round, or the last round, I think, was the banner was like a reference to us. It was like, you're not even playing us.
Yeah,
like
that's got to be just purely for clicks and engagement.
Yeah.
Like, target the biggest
at this point in the finals, I am on Giants. I want Giants to win.
Yeah.
But other teams left.
Mm.
Before that was Dogs, because I wanted Trelaw.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like anyone but Geelong at this point, just because we've seen it recently. I don't hate them, but like if Geelong won the flag this year, it would be kind of a flat end, I reckon, to a year that has so many possibilities for it to end, especially if it's like Geelong Sydney again.
I don't want Port to win just because I don't want the Ken meme to end.
Yeah. Yeah. I reckon they're a chance next week.
Bedford's a big in.
Yeah.
As a tagger.
Clearance. Giants go forward. Andrews unopposed.
Just like you on a Friday night.
Just isolated in my own defensive 50. What does that mean?
Constant losing one-on-ones.
Yeah. Actually, I would love your opinion on the Ken Hinkley thing. Chris says, how good is Ken? We should probably talk about that. I haven't touched that at all.
I don't like... I'm a Guinea hater now.
So
I love that. Yeah, it was like... Because like Hawks have been talking shit all year. The moment they cop a little bit back, they're just sucking like a little baby.
Yeah.
Babies. Especially like the old... Like Jordan Lewis was having a huge hissy fit on the Fox footy after the game.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to talk shit. Expect to get some back. Should Hinkley have done it? Probably not, but...
Yeah. I think the whole thing has been blown out of proportion anyway, but I don't think Ginnivan's post is that disrespectful. I thought it was kind of just like standard chat. Like, yeah, we're going to win this week. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's... If he said Porter shit, and like phrased it like that, it would have been bad. Yeah, I think it was almost only a thing that got blown out of proportion because Port got annihilated. So everyone's like, oh, you're disrespecting Port. But if Port had lost by 1 point, would they have gotten so butthurt over that? I don't know. I don't like Ginnivan, but I don't think he's actually done a lot wrong.
I didn't mind it for the first half of the year, but then he was like going on podcasts and talking shit about us, and then he like had to go at our cheer squad. I'm like, all right then, fuck you then.
Yeah.
It was like, we dealt with your shit. You wanted it out, with it to happen.
True.
Just some respect. But it's all right. It's just who he is.
Yeah.
He'll mature as he gets older.
Maybe.
I did
He's
see
still young.
There was a Hawks like Facebook page that was like giving him out saying like his brain's not fully developed.
His frontal lobe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw this other person who was like an injury list, and it was getting him in. It was like prefrontal cortex. It was like how many weeks? It's like a lot of weeks.
He says, "Stuff Portman. John Francis doesn't deserve a flag from a North fan, obviously. Hopefully, he has the Buckley curse." Jeez.
And then North going to win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
2 of them against Port.
Yeah, true. Imagine that. Brandon says the Hawks fans have been crying ever since. And then he says, why am I in 240p? I can't see what I am. Like, StreamYard keeps you like your own webcam. So I can only think it's internet connection, which is weird. There shouldn't be anything wrong with my internet connection. Sorry, I just suck.
Classic Joey.
Data missed.
He's going to kick a worldie loss later on.
Yeah.
We're going to get...
Yeah, he will.
The dual sides of
Duel of the
Fence. Duel of the Deners.
Just got to update the score. I got to delete all the score updates from yesterday. Before this, I had to update for Port Hawthorn. I had to delete all the Geelong West Coast score updates. Yeah. And there was just so many because there were so many goals in that game. It took ages.
I will say, to be fair, Pat Gaz, I did recently upgrade my internet plan. So,
did you?
Yeah, I got like out of the plan provider was already on. I got like the best one you can get, basically.
Yeah, right.
It was shit, and I was tired of it being shit.
Good call. Yeah, I have to worry about all that stuff when I get back.
Lions kind of dominated in the early territory here.
Couple of behinds. Why can't there be any type of rivalry in our game anymore? Everybody has to apologize. Yeah, it's been a few. I do think, getting back to the Hinkley thing, I do probably think he misstepped a little bit.
I have a rivalry with Jesse, and I'll never apologize.
True. Yeah.
West Coast is shit.
Yeah, I don't even have a comeback. Well, our defense of our wooden spoon back-to-back defense went better than your premiership defense. So that is the single best thing I have to throw at you.
Yeah.
Bedford through the middle of the ground.
Ooh.
Bit of pace.
Bit of a cad.
Oh, boy. Cadman.
Good first name.
Yeah. And his forward friend, Jesse Hogan, has a similarly good name.
Yes. For people that don't know, my name is Aaron.
Yeah. No, I got that, but I suppose nobody else would have. Wooden Spoon Data asks, do you think play on percentage is at all important to determining the effectiveness of small defenders? I suppose probably the first thing I'd say is like different small defenders may have different roles. So, like, for instance, our small defender, Brady Hoff, is very locked down. But Kitty Coleman is technically a small defender too and just plays a completely different role. I think.
Yeah, it depends on like what type of defender they are.
Yeah, it does. But it's still, I get the point. I think it's probably one stat that you look at and you probably don't notice it unless it's really high. And then you go, okay, he's got a high play on percentage. That's a positive stat. But if somebody doesn't have a high one, there's so many variables.
Looking at it in terms of, sorry I'm interrupting you, but like relation to other stats as well. Because like if you have a high play on percentage, but not a lot, you're like got low disposal efficiency or meters gained, then like it's not good.
That's a good point. And there's also so many factors like that out of your control with play on percentage. Like you got to be in space to begin with, which, okay, there's running to space, but then there's, it's still a little bit out of your control, right? Whether, somebody finds you in space.
Good mark.
And good mark by Andrews. But it's an interesting question. North are going hard after Cadman. There's a certain irony to that because they traded the pick to get him.
I can answer that from Luke J. Who's your mate? I am the Senate.
Yes. Rogi's just been a long-time contributor to in particular, the live stream.
Sorry, that's sugar daddy to you.
Yeah, true. That's financial backer as well, I should say. Speaking of, Luke J's dropped 300 baht. Thank you, mate. I appreciate you.
Oh,
That's the second donation in a row. Yesterday, it took me a split second to process the Thai baht part. I was like, I just looked at 200. I was like, what?
I think you did the same last night, and you
yeah. So that's what I'm referring to.
Like looked at yourself 300. It was like, oh, what? And it was like, oh,
he says who we got today. I think we both said the Giants. Hey,
yeah.
I also forgot to update the score when Cadman scored. But yeah, thank you again, Luke, for that donation. Very kind. I'll wait to see this.
Brent Daniels, the man who sunk Brisbane Hearts in 2019.
Yeah, good point. There is some finals history between these two sides, just the one, but it was a ripper. The Giants making that grand final would have been so much better if they hadn't got annihilated.
Yeah, all won their shit kit.
Yeah, well said.
It was annoying because I was still going for, even if they beat us in the prelim, I was still going for Giants that grand final just because it wasn't.
Yeah, Richmond. I mean, who would go for Richmond again?
Yeah, and then they did that.
Yeah, I always go for the team that hasn't won recently.
I go for the team that I hate the least.
Yeah,
because I do hate them all.
It's probably different being in Victoria and supporting a Victorian team where there's so many more teams that could be in the grand final that you hate. I don't really hate teams, but if Fremantle made the grand final, I wouldn't go for them. I don't hate them, but I just couldn't. I'm dreading the day they win their first flag.
I want Gold Coast to win their first flag before Freo do, just because it'd be funny.
Gold Coast or Tassie.
But you don't get it, man. They're going to get Shai Bolton, and they're going to be premiers three times in a row. We're going to be a new dynasty.
Yeah. I've gone pretty hard at Druzy this year. Just digging up old quotes at the start of the season. It's all throwing back things he said back at him.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm going to get what's coming to me next year, especially if Fremantle are good.
I didn't see that free kick.
Yeah, me neither. A couple of people commenting, Brandon and Luke like the Lions kit. What are your thoughts on this particular jumper?
I think it's all right. It's it's not bad, but I don't know. It's just it's just pretty good. It's good. It's nothing spectacular.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they need to pick a jumper that's different from the other two, so their hands are tied a little.
Yeah, I am very partial to their when they're going to their win in Victoria. I think that's
the Fitzroy one.
Yeah.
See, what I liked about Brisbane is that they would normally wear that Fitzroy one in the grand final, but they decided to wear their traditional jumper. And I'm like, yes, that's how grand final should be treated. You should wear your normal jumper as much as possible.
Yeah,
it's not always possible. I realize that, but I haven't forgiven GWS, and Brisbane wearing their maroon one was a great call. That's right, Christian. Cost a copy. They're expensive.
Anything had to do with that day is a good decision.
Yeah, true.
However,
He
who
says
I
he
really
has.
like in the Giants. Sorry to interrupt you again.
No, that's all right.
But is Darcy Jones.
Mm,
Or was a gun.
yeah, he is. I remember he was a bit of an Eagles favorite, as in the fans prior to his draft. So I paid a bit of attention to him, but he's probably ended up better than I thought he would be.
Yeah. I think a lot of people thought he wouldn't be as it's that's that size people think that people have a problem with all the time. Have reservations against.
Yeah, story of my love life.
I mean, we've seen we've seen it with Nick Watson, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 100%.
So what was he gonna ask?
I can't remember. Doesn't matter. It wasn't that important. I was going to get to hear his question. How's Druzy taking the fall off of Freo? He's gone real quiet. I've decided to hold back a little bit, but the literal instant that Port Adelaide beat them, I started digging up old quotes of Fremantle at the start of the season. We have a group chat with me, Caden, and the pair. And at the start of the year, Drew's is like, "You guys are all sleeping on Fremantle, bro." I was just like, "Oh, are we?" I had to keep it quiet to the last month.
Yeah, Darcy Jones. No. Wicked. I also said Collingwood would finish second, so look at me.
I had them in fifth, got slaughtered for it. Turns out I overrated them.
Hey, we'll have Jake Stringer, and we'll be up.
I know, yeah.
I hate that.
I don't think. I think Collingwood played well enough for me to think they're not screwed at all. I just think, yeah, some bad patches. I'm not saying that they'll win the premiership next year, but I'll be surprised if they don't make finals next year.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a sign of the end. At least for 2025, and then they'll have to make some list moves. They got so many veterans, but
you see, the funny thing is, Brandon, I'm pretty sure that Derby game, Druzy was streaming that. So if you want, you could check it out yourself. I think I watched that stream, a bit of that stream.
Yeah.
It was the slow descent into depression.
I think he took it fairly well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, he was super arrogant going into the game, and I absolutely let him have it. But I think he took it as a good sport, to be fair to him. He does generally have a pretty good sense of humor with this sort of stuff, to his credit. But he just, like, goes hard pre-game, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to remember all of this.
See, that's why you're a moderator, he. But he will break the record. He probably won't, to be honest.
Yeah.
In terms of Pendles, probably needs 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
But
Luke actually had a question here. Any idea why it's a Guernsey instead of a Jersey? So I do have a half-baked answer here that is going to inform about 40% of the answer. But I know that Guernsey and Jersey are both like little micronations near the UK, or at least certainly Jersey is. I think Guernsey is the same. And I think Guernsey and Jersey are like known for making jumpers and like woolen products and stuff like that. Yeah, so they both got that in common. Why the Americans say Jersey and we say Guernsey, I think we're the only country that says Guernsey. I don't know, but there is some sort of logical reason for that.
We're big Road to Shore fans.
Road to Shore?
Yeah. He's from Guernsey.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It's the whole thing about how people from Joe gets the goal. There's a whole joke about how people from Guernsey are like inbred. So Tasmanians.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, my dad actually lives in Jersey, and he's not inbred.
Sure, bud.
Yeah. Was that convincing? My dad lived in Jersey for a little while, sort of like what I'm doing now. But I've never met anyone from Guernsey. TM says if the granny was between Port and Collingwood, I'd just turn off the TV.
I wouldn't, because Port can't beat us.
That will come back to
bite at me next year.
My first reaction is Port would be have to be wearing a gross jumper, so not interested.
No, we seem to smash Port and Melbourne recently.
Yeah. Luke says, is Jersey and Guernsey both beef cattle? I've never heard that before. Maybe.
Greeny. That's the green we know.
Greeny. Is that a goal? Oh, yes.
I was about to say, Green's been having an almost games like last week.
Yeah, true.
And now we just put something through.
Definitely. Good start of the game in general.
Pendlebury needs, to answer your question, Brandon he's on 403 at the moment, and Ben Harvey is on 432, so he needs about 30 games.
Yeah, a couple seasons then. Yeah. So he's saying that Harvey kicked 38 goals and averaged 23. Was that in his last year? Is that what you're saying? Please clarify that, Hihi. Was that in his last season? 38 goals and averaging 23 is outstanding.
I know it was a huge thing. Like, he could absolutely kept on playing.
I remember it caused a big ripple when North cut like 4 veterans. Harvey, and I want to say maybe Petrie. I reckon that was the same year, and a couple. I
feel like surprised more clubs didn't try to get him afterwards.
Yeah. I feel like that would happen nowadays, but maybe at that point in time they were a little bit conservative.
Tight contest.
Wooden Spoon Data says Del Santo was in that group. Yeah. Yeah, that was the start of North being real ruthless. And look at the results. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. It's true, though. North, that started a period where North started cutting real hard repeatedly. I don't think they were a bad team that year. Well, they wouldn't have been because they made a prelim in 15.
Don't.
I feel like it was 16.
It's good defense to keep on boundary side. Yeah. Not let them cut in. A lot of clubs went hard for Harvey. But did they also try to get him to their club?
Unrelated. Oh, we started 9-0 that year. Wow. I do remember North. I think they missed finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Surely.
They started 9-0 missed finals.
Peatland. Man, I'm so annoyed Peatland said he's going to stay.
I know.
I wanted him so.
I read that West Coast offered way more money than anyone else, which you'd imagine they'd have to, right?
Yeah.
It was like $200K more than the next biggest offer.
He was like my number one. Out of the players we're linked to, he was like the number one player I wanted. And he said, I'm going to stay.
I'm surprised Alex Davies stayed at Gold Coast.
Yeah, I feel like it's such a hard midfield to break into.
Yeah, and they've got like Lombard in this year's draft and Jake Rogers last year's draft. I feel like he's made a Devon Robertson mistake there. Devon Robertson committed to Brisbane to stay and play there, and he's not in the team. I don't think he's even the.
Yeah, now he's a value and it's worth a lot less because of it.
Yeah, I do think it's actually a chance he comes to West Coast this year. There's been no noise about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. He says we made it and lost Adelaide. Okay.
Brisbane are going to get another Ashcroft.
Yeah. No,
at least when we got Dacos, we finished 17th.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, well, we'll get fucking Big One next year, so can't complain.
I wonder if we'll see a huge ramp up of NGAs every year now because of the rule change.
Before they inevitably change it again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That kick just reminded me. Who had that really shocking kick last week? There was like wide and went to the boundary at the last few seconds.
Which game, sorry?
The GWS Sydney game.
I don't remember. Yeah, I do remember it happening. I don't remember who did it.
Yeah. Lachlan Keith, ex-Collingwood legend. I'll be honest, I don't remember him ever. I don't remember him playing for us.
The
I know he
only
did.
thing I remember about him is the drug thing. He got like tested positive or something.
Was that with Josh
Yes.
Thomas?
Yeah. I'm sure that was him. No score. Any truth to the rumor that Ryan wants out still? I don't think so. I think the belief around Ryan is that he wouldn't be willing to leave Perth. So I'm not too sure exactly where the rumor started. I think maybe things might have changed now, but I think Sam Mitchell did sniff around there for a little bit. But I think that might have been a while ago. But I don't think Liam Ryan is keen to leave WA. That would be very surprising.
Checking who people tipped in the tipping comp. Oh.
North have got a superstar key forward, father son, coming through. But he's in the Sydney Academy. Oh, the Nick Blakey effect. Who is that? Who is that? He. Jonathan Carey.
All right, everyone tipped.
That would kind of make sense because he's a New South Welshman as well. Oh, again.
Great front center.
Oh, wow.
Good rove.
Wow. He's not a bad player, is he?
No. But he's a Giants player, so I hate him.
Yeah.
You could have been mine, sweet prince.
Yeah. Oh, McCartney's son. I have heard a little bit about him. Litdo says Brisbane are too slow for the Giants. Yeah. Especially even just then with Peatling's like first step. That was good.
Is that Peatland's goal song? Does Peatland just rickroll us?
Maybe. Wait. I think it's Rick Astley, but I think it's a different song.
What?
No, you're right. No, sorry. It is Never Gonna Give You Up. But he has two songs that sound like
what other Rick Astley song would they be playing?
There's another one that sounds really similar that you may have heard. I don't know.
No disrespect to Rick Astley, but
no, you hear the other one and you're just like, this sounds so similar. And it was pretty popular. No, now I'm just singing Never Gonna Give You Up.
Jesse Hogan's so good as a contested mark.
I know. How good was it that he did none of this at Fremantle? When Fremantle got him, I was like, oh shit. Hogan and Love, they're gonna tear the league apart. Thankfully it didn't work out.
The reason he left Melbourne because he wasn't a fan of the whole Melbourne football culture, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I was going to say, if that wasn't the case, we should have got him.
Yeah, true.
Because he was cheap as chips when he left.
I know. Goal.
Yeah, I agree, Luke.
21 points.
Hogan is... He's such a fun player to watch. Just the contested marking.
I Wooden Spoon Data says Hogan and McCarthy was a huge miss. Yeah, another GWS player.
R.I.P.
Love Hogan and McCarthy played at the Giants.
McCarthy the one that died, yeah.
Yeah, he passed away a couple months back or something like that.
Yeah, because we had the Freo game where they found out the same day, and that was like, imagine playing after finding out your mate died.
I know, yeah. That's heavy. Hogan's arc is actually great to see, isn't it? Says he. I agree. I've met Jesse Hogan.
Good tackle.
I had a night out, like 2015, I reckon it was, and I got chatting to Jesse while he was still playing at Melbourne, and it was the off season. Oh, here we go. goal. I'm glad to see Brisbane scored. I don't want this game to blow out.
Yeah.
And Jesse was really nice. Like he had no reason to talk to me, but sort of really took interest in the conversation he was having with me. I appreciated that. He was also like lit, but like so was I. Like it was just a very friendly chat. I appreciated it. But he told me he's like never leaving Melbourne. I was like, "You coming to play for West Coast?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I love Melbourne." 2 clubs later.
Oh,
things change. Kicking 40 goals in your first year is crazy to do. Sorry, Jesse Hogan back in the day. Was it? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
He was like a superstar prodigy talent who started well and then faded and then came back. But he's gone through a lot as well.
Do you remember where your best is?
Sorry, you broke up there. What was that?
Do you remember where about he went in his draft?
He was a mini draft selection. Do you remember that happening?
No.
So when the 2 expansion, or actually just when GWS entered. Is
that how we got Elliot? Have they traded one?
Oh, I'm not sure. But O'Meara, Brad Crouch, Jack Martin, and Jesse Hogan were all like pre-traded as like pre-selected talents. And all the clubs traded picks with GWS to get them. It was a weird novelty one-off thing that they did for 2 years.
Yeah. We got that's how we got Elliot.
Okay, all right. Where was Elliot before? Was he at GWS?
He was pre-selected in his draft.
Okay.
How was that play on?
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna see that again because
Brandon's saying, "Watch this play." I need to watch the replay there.
He's not even just because he's gone to do the kick. He's not actually moved off his mark.
I presume they just didn't pay the mark. It
was a free kick. It was a free kick to Giants, whatever, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it was a free kick.
Yeah, and then they called play on.
Dano makes no mistake.
Danaher gets the edge and gets past coming.
A little bit lucky there, Lions, no doubt about it. High scoring first term as well, which is good, I guess. He says, got a sneaky feeling North get Owies. Yeah, that's a situation that's really
Owies
odd.
not in the contract immediately. Colin is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Because I hate that little prick. Bro's the epitome. Bro thinks a massive 3-pointer to bring the margin down to 48 points.
Yeah.
The basketball thing.
Reading this or listening to SEN, I think it was, they were saying like they might be seeing if they can get Houston. I think that's why they're holding off on Owies.
I'm not sure it's likely for us going for Owies. Houston, I should say. Because I feel it would rely on us getting like a pick 12 or something.
Owies, yeah.
No, that's
pick 12 is probably a bit generous as well.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen.
Do more. Yeah,
for no, I should say.
Mm.
But I don't like that being a 50-meter penalty.
Yeah,
just hand it to the run player. Like,
yeah, it's shitty.
But
I suppose because it could be exploited.
Yeah,
that's why they have to make it a rule.
I like him, man. He's a rookman. He could very well miss a whole lot.
Oh,
like I said, kicks like a ruckman.
Yeah,
that's my theory as to why Mason Cox was like he used to be like a really good shot. If anyone to shit, my theory is it's when he became a full-time ruck.
Yeah,
he got into the ruck mindset.
Yeah. Well, good mark. Oh yeah, but always to North would be a great move, and I think if anyone's going to snaffle him up, like I'd imagine Port go for him because they want a small forward. I suppose Essendon could as well, but North would be right up there as a contender. It'd be surprising for him to leave Melbourne, this late in the piece.
Carlton. I would probably hate him a little less if he played for North.
Yeah.
As opposed to Carlton.
Mm.
Brandon
says if Chris Scott is one of the best coaches ever, is Brad Scott one of the worst?
I think he's going to be the worst. He's not like it. He's definitely not considered a great coach just because he doesn't have the accolades. But he's done it. He's gotten sides to finals, so that's more than a lot of coaches have done.
Yeah,
more than West Coast next coach.
Come on.
Although you can't count out Matt Taberner, is all I'll say.
Oh, true. Yeah, he is a strategic genius.
Good mark from Cadman.
I think Brad has done all right. My take on him is that he took over from Laidley, and I'd have to go back and really analyze to see what kind of talent Brad Scott had. But I thought he got North to be consistently in finals, and he pushed to 2 prelims. And I don't think they had a really good premiership quality list at any point because they never had the draft picks because they never finished low. I thought he did okay at North, to be honest.
Colts in massive amount of pain.
Yeah. This will be a good test for Scott and Essendon because I think they are talented enough to play finals, but the mentality of that team is not great. So that will be the biggest test for him. He says he did okay until he destroyed the footy club. I suppose, yeah. The way he left it was pretty.
I think just for Brad Scott aside, I think for West Coast's next coach, it needs to be someone who understands that he's probably not going to be there when they actually go back to finals, but it needs to be someone who's aware that he's there to rebuild the club rather than get them play finals.
I don't know. I kind of want to commit to the guy for the Hall.
Yeah. At least not someone who's you're not going to be here only for finals, but I'll know that that's a likely scenario.
Well, if we're still not playing finals within 4 years from now, considering we've been out of finals for 4 already, I think 21, 22, 23, 24. If we're still out of finals 4 years from now, I'd be pretty flat with that.
Yeah. So I was just thinking because you need someone whose best interest isn't necessarily winning games to save his own job, but more so winning games to actually better the club.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas West Coast up to this point have just been trying to win games. And it's cost them.
You know what I mean, though, when it comes to that stage, when you're about to get that gap.
Yeah. No, I love being a smartass about West Coast as much as I like being a smartass about Fremantle. I think it's funny.
Is that you reckon Cole's not done?
I'm not too sure. I was too busy making jokes. I kind of looked away. Has he got a black eye? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, then is it? Yeah. Okay, then possibly if it's a head injury.
Might get him on the whistle. Who knows? Some pickle juice. That's a cracking, isn't it?
Just catching up on the chat. Brandon says get Daisy Pearce to coach the fellas. I'm not actually totally against that. For her to get 2 wins out of the first 3 for West Coast AFLW team is I don't think that's ever happened before. It's holy shit, she could actually make an impact.
2 wins in a row. I don't think that's ever happened for West Coast in the women's.
Actually, we did twice.
Suck. Well, before that?
Good question. Before that was probably 2021.
It must be nice having a good women's team. We suck.
Well, we've only been terrible up until this point, and then we've only won 2 out of our first 3, so we might still be terrible.
Still better than what we've done.
Oh, really? I haven't even paid attention to any other team except West Coast.
I'll let the scores speak themselves.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Did they lose last night? They got slapped. Is that yesterday?
Yeah, and before that.
Yeah.
And before that.
Mm.
Really hot on dangerous tackles this week.
Yeah, well, it led to 2 shots on goal last night, I think, for Hawthorn.
North, do yourself a favour. Do something for here. Stay away from Darwin.
The thing is, it's going to cost North nothing. It won't cost them anything.
But it'll be there, so that's the real price.
I wouldn't be surprised if Darling pulls his finger out at a new club, though.
How old is he again?
32. I agree. It's not a whole heap of upside, but they really don't have too many leaders there.
Yeah. I think Luke Parker is a decent chance to get there.
Luke Parker would be an outstanding choice if they got him. That's quarter time. That felt like a long quarter.
Right, I used to like you, Darcy Jones, before you even didn't attempt the barrel. Come on, mate.
The boys are discussing the Darling thing. Hot Plastics against it. He's for it. What leadership is he give the Eagles? It's hard to know, but again, he's in a forward line full of other very experienced players. We don't have that younger forward line with Darling in it. There's Cripps, there's Ryan, there's Allen, there's Waterman. So he might be able to add something to a young forward line. But yeah, I'm pretty indifferent. If I was North, I think maybe go Membry, to be honest.
It's slightly off topic, but here, I want you to know something. We're coming for LDU. At least I hope we are. I want him.
That would be huge.
Yeah. No, if he doesn't come to us, I hope he stays.
Yeah.
It's part of me if he, I'll always put Colin first to other clubs. But there's also part of me who thinks I kind of hope he does stay at North.
Yeah, for sure.
I really don't need him.
He says LDU to the Pies would be fucked. It would be.
Now think about this. She's all to the Pies. How would that make you feel?
There's no chance.
There's no chance it ever happens. But
yeah.
Just imagine. Also, just imagine as well. Just imagine all 3 on one club. I would love that. He did say he would like to play for us.
Who said that? Sorry,
Reed. It was before his draft. Which club would you want to play for?
I reckon we get 8 years out of Reed and he goes to Geelong. That's my prediction.
That's so harsh, Hot Plastic. I hope you stay, but also we would deeply regret it. Just every woman who ever dates Jesse. I was trying to find the right way to say that. That wasn't. We'll get you a strike. Not a bad quarter. 33.
Yeah, good game so far. High scoring. It'll probably slow down, you'd think, and not track as 120 to 112. But 4 times 23 is 92. Sorry, I think it'll slow down a little bit, but Yeah.
Oh, here's a good question. What club would you see play for one other club? So a particular club.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry.
So, like, if there's one player there would one player in your club, would you hate to see play for one other specific club?
I'd hate
Like, it
to
would
or
be like,
like to.
hey, hate it.
Oh,
So imagine, like, for me, it'd be if Nick ever played for Carlton, I would not want to live.
yeah. Good question. Give me a sec to think about it. My connection is just dying. Can I leave you with the chat for like 30 seconds while I refresh my browser?
Yes.
Sorry, it's coming out all broken up. Bear with me. I'll be back.
No worries.
Maybe. Just leave you alone.
You're stuck with me now, chat. I, for one, welcome our new overlords, and it's me. Guys, I have officially stolen Drew Footy. Zuhad Essendon, that would break you. I would also hate that because I also hate Essendon. Cecil Essendon or Cecil Hawks. I would also hate that because I also hate Essendon and I also hate Hawks. Rogue Footy, I like that. That's where it's at. First order of business. The deactivation of Truth Eagle and will become True Collingwood. We have gone rogue. Well, I guess I'm sorry, Plastic, but I'd be prepared to lose all hope. Ah, shit, he's back.
Sorry, buddy.
My reign is over.
Wonder what kind of like slurs you dropped.
The chat will agree that it was a much better time. It was a much more peaceful time.
I love democracy. I love the republic. Oh yeah, all bow to the new overlord.
I'm on to refresh.
Just get my stream back up. I had to refresh everything. I was just losing connection a little bit. Am I coming through okay for you?
Yeah, you're coming fine through for me. The
okay,
camera was a bit iffy before.
Yeah. It says my connection's fine, but you were coming through real broken up to me.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
I
will.
It probably is me.
Refresh. I'll just be. No, I'll refresh as well.
Okay, sure. Don't know about Jesse, but I would hate Barrish to the Hawks. I'd lose all hope. My view on losing Barrish is that it is going to hurt defensively, no doubt. But it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, we need to rip the Band-Aid a little bit. So what's the point of like having someone in to just stop a mountain of scores? I think it's, especially when he is a player that can get us draft collateral. So I think it makes sense. Hopefully we get 2 firsts and maybe give up something back. Considering it's going to be pick 15 this year, and then if Hawthorn are a top 14 next year, that's like pick 17 or whatever. 2 top 20 picks, it's probably about right. And then we just death ride Hawthorn and hopefully they fall off a cliff next year. That would be fun to watch.
Who's death riding? Hawthorn.
You come through way clearer to me. That's good.
Way clearer. Okay. Because I'm also death riding Hawthorn next year.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
And then missing finals.
Yeah.
Good goal from Blowman as well.
Hawks fans disagree. We're just talking about whether Barrish should get 2 first-round picks.
I think he should, as a neutral.
Yeah,
just the length of his contract, and how much they can pay him.
Yeah, and the fact that we're talking about 2 late teens picks as well. We're not talking about 12 and 6. Well, sorry, we're not talking about like 11 and 13. Like it's going to be like 16 and 17.
Like a top 10, top 5-ish pick.
Yeah.
Then I think one would be fair. But
yeah.
At pick 13, I think, or pick 14, 13. 13. I think that's a bit light for Barras.
Yeah. And with the battle compensation, that could be 14 as well.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of fun to, like, if Hawthorn just got rattled next year and didn't continue their form just for 1 year, and we got like pick 9 or something, like that would be nice.
Ooh.
That's all we had to look forward to at West Coast. If he does a bad medial, then I agree with the Hawks. I think he means medical as opposed to medial ligament. Yeah, definitely the medical will be.
That's a hot decision.
That was hot. Did he just drop it, maybe?
Yeah.
Did he drop it like it's hot? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Maybe you should demonstrate.
That was my attempt at Snoop Dogg drop it like it's hot.
Maybe just do a little twerk along.
Yeah. I probably have twerked on this stream before, to be honest.
Probably.
I know Busher has.
Oh, come on, mate. You gotta kick those.
Oh, how's that coming?
Both teams
So he wishes.
were really inaccurate last week. Giants. Brisbane not so much. They were playing witches' hats. So
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I was enjoying that so much last week.
Yeah. The thing that I hate about that is just like Carlton's form was terrible except when they annihilated us. Like it just made our losses.
Again, if you beat them, then we would have lost. So who's the real bad guy?
That's a good point. Sorry. That's close to worst loss of the year for us, I'd say.
Our worst is probably the one against Hawthorn.
Yeah. See, I thought ours was against Hawthorn, but they just went on a run after that. So I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, the Hawks one is definitely the one that made me like stew in it. Could we fucking put that shit up?
Yeah, but when you look at what they did after that, you're kind of like, I mean, you guys lost by as much as we did, to be fair, which you shouldn't have, but
the whole game as well was annoying. There was some spice to that game.
Yeah.
Giants really got to make the most of the opportunities here.
True. Brandon says GWS by 18. Nathan Little says, who do you think is going to win? He says Giants by 15. I still think the Giants, but I feel like the Giants have played better than the 6-point margin suggests. Good mark. Thanks, Wooden Spoon Data. Copyright strike for my...
That's a weak tackle.
McCluggage. Good composure there. Very good composure. That was probably one thing Hawthorn couldn't really do in the first half yesterday was when Port were putting on pressure, they wouldn't be able to find that extra second to get rid of the ball. And then you see McCluggage, who's played in a lot of finals there, faced with two Giants, and he just doesn't at all flinch, just finds the target.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Because last week was a lot of the dominant long from both.
Yeah. The big O.
Kicked like a ruckman.
GWS moving the ball well. They've got 4 in the top 5 disposals. There you go. Yeah, it feels that way. I think the Eagles will probably finish second last next year. And then I think the year after that will be out of the bottom 4. Is my prediction.
Second last.
Just
ambitious.
That's lower than we finished this year.
Exactly. Ambitious.
No, I think we'll have another stinky year next year, and then the year after that will be a bit more exciting. No, not that anybody asked.
You know the word I'm about to say, right?
What's that, sorry?
You know the word I'm about to say to that. Ambitious.
Oh, ambitious, yeah. Just pragmatic. Oh, Fletcher to Archie. Bless you as he misses. Hot Plastic says it'll be third last for West Coast. Maybe. I'm not feeling that right now, but I'm going to be fascinated to see what happens with Richmond. Like,
Armstrong, I'm assuming you mean. So I'm just reading this other thing from me.
That's right. Go on.
Was it Armstrong? I'm presuming you mean in the Harry Armstrong from the draft.
Correct.
Probably a bit late for North's first pick.
They might trade down with Richmond.
Yeah.
And West Coast might as well. So there is a possibility that Richmond somehow get 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. When I was like what could the trades look like and what would the draft picks look like? I'm like, Richmond have too many picks.
Yeah. I think
10 picks or something if all these trades go through. Yeah.
I think if they lose Baker, Graham, Rioli, and Bolton, and Dusty, and Grimes is retired. Not that he was doing that much by the end, but I just think they're going to get slaughtered every week next year.
Is that right? I still was under the notion he was around like the late top 10 pick.
Well, I think, I think he might be 8 or 9. But if say North trade down to 6 from Richmond or something like that, that's probably
because I was still under the impression he was around that mark. If that's what you're thinking, he.
I think talls tend to bolt late, like after the combine, and once you see how much they've grown and everything like that, because they take a little bit longer, obviously, even in their draft year to fill out and grow. So they tend to bolt late. So I wouldn't be surprised if he takes, really ramps up his ranking. He points out they've got to take a pick before Melbourne. That's a good point too. If I'm Melbourne, I'd be all over Lukosius like a rash. Not literally.
Or a bush a night out.
Yeah.
I think I put in your trade predictions or something. There's like a community page, and I put a comment in. So I'm not sure. There's a Adelaide don't get Lukosius these days. I reckon that's still a decent chance of happening.
Oh yeah, I've recorded that video. It's just waiting to be uploaded. But I think that's a pretty good prediction, to be honest. The thing with Adelaide here is, as well, as I say in the video, like they could just say not this year, but what if he goes to Melbourne or like Melbourne, the city? Like then they might miss out on him. So it depends how much they want him. If he stays at Gold Coast, they can just wait 12 months, but he might not.
Not confident in Hipwood kicking this. I'm not confident in Hipwood kicking anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Except the dog. But he doesn't rate O'Sullivan and Jagger. Yeah. O'Sullivan has fallen away a lot in this draft. I have him like pick 9 or 10 at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty similar. Been a bit earlier than that, but I think other, especially midfield, are definitely looking stronger.
Yeah, someone like a Murphy Reid, I think, probably goes for before him now.
Even an Armstrong, that's probably likely.
Yeah, I think he's been injured, but he's he's struggling to get 20 touches in a game now. I think he'll drop. Woodspoon got a question, about Eagles best 22. Yeah, I can help with that, mate. I haven't really. I need to actually do that for a video on True Eagle, but yeah, far away.
I also do those, so I'm probably not as important as an Eagle fan. But
yeah, I did that off-season series where I did every team's best 22 and like their immediate depth. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but my predictions this year got way better. So I'm like, maybe I need to do that every year.
My predictions are pretty good when I did them as well, I think. Although the less I say about Finn, the better. My preseason hero.
Yeah. Yeah. GWS lining up for goal here. Yeah, I predicted like quite a few good ones. I said Richmond would fall down, which wasn't obvious at the start of the year. I said third last, and then their injuries was probably the difference between them being a little bit higher and not.
I think I tip them for the spoon, Richmond.
Probably West Coast. Everyone tipped West Coast for the spoon, really.
I think Richmond.
Well, that's a good prediction if you did tip that then.
I think I did have West Coast second last though.
Yeah. That's ballpark. That's fair enough. That's right.
I had North going being a little bit better than they were.
Yeah.
It was like two better.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. I think when I mapped out North's best 22, I still thought too young. Good goal. But I don't think I'm going to double down on that this year. I think we'll have to do it after the trade period and stuff and the draft. But I currently expect North ahead of West Coast next year.
Yeah. I think especially if they get like a Parker to help build that maturity in the team.
Yeah.
Who are you keen for West Coast in the draft?
Well, we don't know if we're picking at pick 3 or a little bit later, whether it's Richmond, Liam Baker. I mean, that deal doesn't sound great, but we might trade down anyway. But let's say it as it is. Like I'm leaning towards Sid Draper and Lawler and Langford as probably the 3.
Yeah. Does any other players you like?
There's a few that, like Murphy Reed, for instance, looks good, but there's rumors he doesn't want to leave Vic. So, like, we just probably won't pick him. Later in the top 10, I really like, or the top 15, like Travalia and Lindsay and Berry. But I kind of want us to go pick an actual genuine midfielder, not like a midfield potential type.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning towards Draper. He's a bit of like just like in and under Sarong-ish, kind of like you just got one place to play him in the midfield.
Yeah.
Because like we just drafted Jimby and we moved him back and he looks so much better and we might just keep him there. So I think midfield definitely.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking at key position players like every year.
Yeah. It's a good year to go for key position, I think.
Yeah. Midfielders I'm always looking at, but I feel like because I've been looking at until recently, I've been just mainly looking at in terms of us who I like is players that like around who would be around the 30s. And because as of recently, there's not a lot of information about players who would be around like the 40 plus mark.
Yeah.
You kind of have to wait to fill that and just see if more information come out for that.
Yeah.
But more midfielders, I guess. But forwards, in terms of, because if we get like maybe like a pick 20 or something, that could be the case for Noble. I think like a Whitlock or Jonty Fall. I think.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. There's Thomas Sims, I think, is another key forward around that range. I think that's a good spot for Collingwood to pick in this draft around the 20 mark.
Matt Whitlock as well. There's also key back is someone we really need. Good kick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
sure that went to ground.
Oh, yes, good mark.
Probably call that a mark.
Yeah. He reckons North could do a big jump and then a fall again. I can't see us being horrible with Parker driving standards. Yeah, North just spends a lot longer of the season playing well than West Coast did. That's why that's kind of why I've fallen off West Coast being better, to be honest. I think, yeah, it's a tough one, but I think North will be the best version of North we've seen for a while. I don't know how high that gets them on the ladder, though. You're still looking at a 5-win gap between them and fourth last.
Not you, Hogan.
I was like, so what did I do? Brings the margin to 12 points, 8 minutes to go in the half. Sid Draper went on an interview on YouTube and stated he doesn't really want to leave SA. Really? That seems like a brave thing to say in public.
It's a bit harder thing to say compared to like Victoria, considering there's only other few clubs that could draft you.
That's right.
He's basically asking. Yeah, he's basically asking Adelaide draft. I want to go to Adelaide because Port don't have that pick. Good goal.
Lewis Jetta said that on YouTube as well. That's a goal to the Giants. Sorry. Yeah, I think he probably wasn't media trained properly. I remember this back in 2009, and he's like, Eagles, I want to go to Eagles, please. It's just like on YouTube.
Apparently, this is like a big apparently. Char back in his draft was like begging Melbourne not to pick him because he wanted to go to Collingwood because he was a big Paz fan.
Who was that, sorry? The player?
Petrarca.
Oh, wow. What?
I think that's a bit of a big footy thing, but...
Yeah,
but I don't know. He was like because there was a clip of him like out with like Dacos or something. Josh, that is, for like some AFL video, just at a restaurant, and he said like he went to say he had a bit of a Freudian slip where he said I am instead of I was. He switched to I was a Collingwood fan.
Yeah.
This was like a year or two ago.
Yeah. Who did Collingwood get in 2014? Was that DeGoey?
Yeah, and more. And
okay, so it would have only been a couple of picks later. Yeah,
and Cox.
Yeah,
it was a rookie draft.
Mason Cox was in 2014.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I thought he was around longer than that. I suppose that is 10 years.
Yeah, it's good draft. That's about the only good draft we had.
Yeah, true. Eric says, I thought the Crows were very keen on Draper. I have heard that as well. Lazarus says Sid Draper's really needed the Crows also. Yeah. Yeah. It might be the West Coast trade out of this range, I reckon.
So Brandon asked earlier, who do you reckon's been best on ground so far?
Yeah, I actually don't really know. I feel like there's been a few even contributors. Like McInerney is doing well for the Lions.
I think McCluggage is also doing well for Lions.
Yeah,
Green, of the Tom variety, has done well in the midfield.
True. Isaac Cummings had 10 and 5 tackles.
Hogan's a few goals. It's good marks.
It's pretty even game, I think. Like in terms of contributors, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Here. Yeah. It's scary how accurate big footy shit is. Sometimes, like you're right. The right stuff is right, but then there's a lot of crap as well. You start to learn who's reliable and who's not.
Yeah, the rumors board. The rumors spread. It's just,
some people literally just make accounts to make shit up. You got to be wary of those.
Apparently, the reason back in the day they used to actually say the players' names in the first. Like they said, like, oh, this player just beats women. And was like, so they had to change it to his name. I'm aware of a player and they just describe him, so it's obvious.
Yeah.
Because there's a around one of our players, Dimitir, how he's a bit of a. I think the word was sex pest. And because they always say that leadership qualities was like a big thing for him in his draft. And it's obvious that was Dimitir.
Yeah, right.
But like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
At least without any evidence.
Because
there was a huge thing about the who's that guy but he was like a bully apparently. But again, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't really. The thing is, Sean Maker, I think, followed True Footy on Instagram. So I just like really had to be, well, not that I really had much to say about anyway, but like these kids as well probably grow up watching a bit of footy YouTube, and I have to really be careful about like perpetuating shit that I don't know about. But yeah, that one made me a bit uncomfortable when that story was going on.
Yeah. Like the only thing that was really known about him and like behavioral issues was like the whole thing about buying drinks for some young guys.
Yeah.
Which could explain why behavior issues and such. Why?
I mean, that part wasn't like in doubt. Like I think he admitted to that part. There was a bit more that was thrown at him.
Giants, okay. Like that's what I'm saying. It was just like that can really explain why he slid, really, as opposed to meaning to make some other shit up that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
Like he explained why, but we actually know is a fact.
Yeah. Love the trade insider. He was a North fan and said Gaff was 100% coming to North. To be fair, I think that was true. I think Gaff really was going to North and then changed his mind right at the last minute.
So what you're saying is it wasn't true.
Yeah. Well, he says he's already packed his bags. I can believe that was true. I think Gaff like really took his time with that.
Who the fuck is that guy? Cooper Harvey. I don't. Name rings a bell.
Isn't that? I think it's Brent's son. He's on their list. I don't even know that story.
I remember hearing something about it, but I think that was like investigator, father son player. I think, but they don't. No, they never said who it was, and people just make a connection somehow or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's all hearsay, as they say. Can't possibly say something that's true without actually knowing.
I just really like Brisbane are 4 goals 10. This goal kicking thing is not.
Oh god, I haven't even noticed.
I don't think they're getting easy shots.
That's killed that. You could see it last week. Their accuracy, Brisbane, because that should have been like a 50-point win, really, last week.
Yeah. Ashcroft's got 2 behinds. Danaher's 2 goals 1. Archie 1 goal 2.
I did like how before he kicked that last behind pressure, that it's one of the commentators said, "Oh, he's a good set shot." Evidently not.
Yeah. Wooden Spoon says, I got Cole, Duggan, Hoff, McGovern, and Barris as 5 years 6 starting back. Who do you think I'm missing? Jinby, I would probably start in the back line. Wooden Spoon Data. I think that move is going to be fairly permanent. You'll also probably need to put Harry Edwards instead of Barris, assuming that deal happens. And a third tall defender is a little bit more of a question mark for us. I reckon fully fit, we start Bazzo, but you could make the case he's not best 22, but then he's competing with like Jamison. So I'd probably go Bazzo for the third tall.
No Wiverton?
Well, he's still had a contract. I'm not even sure he's getting a spot. But
yeah, I don't know. That was
I answered that seriously, even though I know you were just. He could. Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of depth there now. But I'd probably start with a format of 3 talls.
Ooh, fumbles.
And add Jinby in the back line.
I always do like whenever I'm looking at like structures, I do like the 2 talls and then not necessarily like a third tall, but like a player who can intercept tall and play tall. If you'd be like for us, that would be more and probably Charlie Dean as it stands. And How is that third?
Wooden Spoon Data says, I think I have Jamison significantly ahead of Bazzo. I don't think the gap's that big. I mean, Bazzo's played like 30 AFL games.
Oh, that green.
Oh,
that's out of the pool.
Oh, yeah, that is.
That was just shocking.
Talent-wise, I still think Bazzo as well, personally. I reckon round 1, if they're both fit. Oh, what am I betting the score for? There was no score. Yeah, I think Bazzo would start ahead of Jamo. Jamo's also been permanently injured this year, so yeah. But it could be Jamison. I think Bazzo, though.
Does he? Hogan's cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. Someone thinks they're special.
I do. Yeah. How dare I think you're referring to me when we're in this chat? Zayden says top 4 next year is Freo, Hawks, Sydney, Carlton. What are your thoughts on that?
No. To Carlton. Hogan.
The thing is, there's so many teams outside the 8 this year. You can make a case for jumping back in or in for the first time.
Like these guys.
Yeah, you 100%. You'd start with Collingwood there. Fremantle, you could make the case will play finals. Adelaide, I think this year was a down year. I don't know if they'd be in mind, but you have to say major contender. St Kilda, the way they ended the season, the fact they finished 6th the year before, there's a case to be made there. Who knows about Essendon, but we know that their best footy, if they can do that for 24 rounds, will probably get them into the 8.
So I did make a face. I did make a face at St Kilda.
Yeah. And then Melbourne, right? Like Melbourne probably not losing all these players now. Are they a chance to play finals? You have to say yes. So yeah, that's going to be tough. And then there's West Coast. No response.
Actually, a dignified one.
Just awkward. 51 seconds in the half. The Giants have a chance for a score here. Bedford. Oh, good mark.
Kick this one.
It was that was an absolute flower bag, and Hogan got the mitts stuck onto it. Brandon says these quarters are long. I agree. We've been going for an hour and a half, and it's only not even half time yet.
Wow.
It feels long.
I swear, every time I watch the game, half time feels so long.
Yeah.
Jesse Twinkle Toes Hogan slots the goal.
Nice. So probably a just scoreline, although Brisbane will be looking at that 4-10 once again. Would you rather see the Cats or the Swans in the granny?
Oh, Bailey.
I'll answer. Well, they might play each other, so I will say that I think I'd rather see Sydney than Geelong. Just answering the chat there, Brogy. I know you tuned out for a second there. Yeah. We were discussing. Yeah. Who would you rather see in the grand final, Geelong or Sydney?
Sydney, easily.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Yeah. But they might just play each other anyway.
Best case scenario is a Sydney grand final, I think.
Yeah. Wooden Spoon Data says retailing. You think Cole, Duggan, Hoff, McGovern, Edwards, Razzo, Jamison with Jimby on bench. Yeah, I think you got the right names in there. If you wanted to be super pedantic, I would personally put Jimby ahead of Cole, but start him on the field. but like it's much of a muchness, really. So I think those are the right names. Brandon says West Coast win another flag before Freo wins their first. I hope so.
Don't get his hopes up.
The thing is, it's just so easy to go through a premiership window and miss out entirely. So, like, it could happen. Right? Yeah. I'm not feeling confident at this point in time, but.
Now, speaking of like teams that will go back into finals next year, I did see it on SEN. David Keane and Joe Waitley did like their seedings for like the teams outside of finals.
Mm-hmm.
And David Keane didn't have Collingwood in there, which I thought was interesting. In the top, they had like 4 teams. I thought like, I back us in to make finals over Essendon.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't speak with certainty, but I think I expect Collingwood to be there. The thing is, though, I do wonder if, what would they be like if Dacos misses 10 weeks, touch wood? I think he is so good that would disrupt them quite a lot. And that's just one player.
Yeah, I think I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
I think if I had to say like the teams that miss finals, I'm picking like a top 4 to go in finals again. I'm putting Collingwood there. I think Freo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I think maybe not Gold Coast. I don't know. They're like,
I didn't even mention Gold Coast.
It would be the 4th for me, I think, out of this. Maybe just St Kilda just to make finals. Then probably Essendon. I just named the 4 finals directly in order. But Melbourne.
Well, how many teams would we rule out? Is probably another way to do it. You go the bottom 3, West Coast, North, and Richmond. I'd rule out as much as you possibly can rule out teams before the season starts.
I don't think you can rule out Adelaide completely.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with
probably just the bottom
players they'll bring in. Yeah.
Yeah, they might add Neil Bullen, Lukosius, and so Isaac Cumming. There a chance that but if they get Isaac Cumming, that would help, wouldn't it?
I think the problem with Woodson data was necessarily like that it was poor, is that it was really concentrated in very particular parts of the ground for a lot of the year. Like for most of the year, we were also without DeGoey and Tom Mitchell, which is a big out from on midfield.
Yeah,
backline. No Murphy as well was tough.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I think mixed day in for hopefully most of starting next year will be huge. I think.
Yeah, McStay and Stringer and Myercheck. Well, Stringer kicked 40 goals this year.
Yeah, he did. I really want to see Ed Allen start next year.
Yeah, he debuted late in the season, didn't he? Went all right.
Yeah, he debuted against Freo and he was just all right. He got dropped next week, he was playing pretty much all win there, and we put him against the centre bench against Melbourne, and he really did well there, just extracting the ball out. Good composure as well. I'm actually excited to see how Parker goes with the full preseason. Will Parker, that is.
Yeah. I don't know too much about Will Parker, to be honest with you.
For a player that's only just got back into football after cricket and has no preseason, just came straight in the VFL. He was pretty good in the VFL. And I think he kicked a pretty nice goal against Melbourne. And I'm not necessarily he'll be best 22 next year, best 23, but a preseason will do him good as well. So,
yeah. So I'll just get back to the chat a little here. Saints win a second before Freo win their first.
Okay, don't talk.
Have strong views on Hinkley as well.
Now you're talking crazy.
Dean said last night showed me exactly why I don't want Ken at the Eagles. Yeah, I wonder if that will hurt his chances. Not that that's talking it into existence as though he even wants it, but but it's possible that he does transition to West Coast. I wonder if West Coast would think anything about that. Don't know. G'day, Max Hansen. He says they will get a big fish next off season. I presume he's referring to the Pies. I agree. What are your thoughts on that?
Please and thank you. I honestly, other than LDU, I've looked at a few players. I think the one that comes to mind, which I think will stay, but it's your boy Oscar Allen. I think he's a free agent next year.
Yeah,
it's a player that I think he's a free agent, and he's not necessarily like a big fish, but he's a player that I think I like is Ed Richards.
Oh yeah, good player. Isn't there a Collingwood connection as well?
Yeah,
like grandfather.
Yeah, Lou Richards. There's like a bunch of Richards played for Collingwood.
Yeah, that kind of makes me think. You think Collingwood start with free agency, but you'd think as well if they've got money next year, maybe they do hold that first round pick until next year, just in case there's someone else they can get and they need to trade, rather than trading into this year. Unless I
think we hold on to a first round pick.
I think the only reason that was
a scarred for giving away first round picks.
Yeah, true. I think Houston might be the only thing that would tempt them to go for that Gold Coast pick 12.
Yeah. To be fair, it is Gold Coast, so they could just give us straight up.
Yeah, just trade them anything. Trade them pick 33 for pick 12 straight swap.
Easy.
They need points.
Nearly done. Brisbane have only got one pick in the first 2 rounds, and we need to match probably 2 bids. One really early with Ashcroft. They got another guy. I forget his name.
Yeah, Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, and so they need to stockpile some more picks because at the moment they won't be able to match it with going into a deficit.
Yeah, that will be tricky for them because I don't know how many teams will be willing to trade into next year. Maybe Richmond because they've got so many picks. They've got like heaps of seconds and thirds. Maybe they could do some deals there.
North BNF. So we can presume Sheasel wins, and probably Cherry finishes. Who do you reckon is top 5? Because I reckon Cherry is a good chance for second.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to think who else had really good, consistent years.
LDU.
I don't know how many players miss games though. That's a big factor.
Yeah, LDU's I'm pretty sure has played most games this year, so that's a big, pretty much every game. I'm pretty sure.
Max says, are the Eagles waiting until they get a senior coach to announce their delistings? Yes, I think so. But also, actually, it might not even be that. I reckon that what they're doing is waiting to see who they get in and how many picks they're going to have. Because if we don't get the picks we want or the players we want, someone lucky with it and might survive. I think that's what it is, to be honest.
Powell. Okay. I thought Powell I know started well, but I think he faded late. At least looking at I did notice it from at least in the middle part, he had a poor part of the year. I just noticed it because of the fantasy coach.
Yeah, I had the same observation. Wooden Spoon. What was that?
Oh, started well, ended well. I'm just repeating what he said.
Yeah. Wooden Spoon Data says after replacements, I have the Eagles 1 point defensively, just 1 point behind Richmond. Interesting. He says he put Rioli in their back line. Who else? Who else did you have in Richmond's back 7? I'd be interested to see what that looks like.
Gibkiss would be back next year, so that's probably out of 1.
True.
Did you have Bolter, forward or back?
Yeah, that's a good question too. Play on footy's grieving the loss of Hockball.
I'm glad it's dead.
Yeah, I didn't really support either team last night. I was kind of going with the flow, but I was kind of pleased for Port that they responded after that horrific first final.
To be fair, you could become like Darth Plagueis the Wise. Play on footy. It's not a story Jedi would tell you. The Sith legend, Darth Plagueis, the Dark Lord of the Hawks, so powerful and so wide. You could use the Hawk to influence the midichlorians to great life.
Yeah, influence the
that's knowledge of the dark side. He could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
Yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the explanation for Hawthorn being this good.
Yeah.
Somebody's influenced the body.
Is a pathway to many abilities, some considered unnatural.
Yeah, Hawthorn are a massive outlier. Like the third youngest team. Something like that. Lazarus says this, Port of the scum of South Australia. Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta have scum somewhere. Without scum, there's no such thing as something clean.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I just don't let myself hate teams anymore. I don't really care. I think being irrelevant also is a factor in that.
I let the hate for flow.
I got sick of Richmond being good. Actually, I was sick of it by grand final day 2017. I think that was the last team I kind of hated.
Damn, there's a whole list of Hayden. I have versus Adelaide. Then there's Brisbane. Then there's Carlton. Then there's Essendon. There's Freo. There's Geelong. There's Gold Coast. There's GWS. There's Hawthorn. There's Melbourne, North, Port, Richmond, St Kilda, Sydney, West Coast, and Western Bulldogs.
Nice.
Actually, I don't hate North.
Yeah. Yeah. West Coast, obviously.
It's like hating a homeless person.
Yeah.
Oh. You can do it, but you'll be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Wooden Spoon Data says Broad, Miller, Vlostian, Rioli, Bolter, Jaden Shaw. I mean, that's a pretty good back seven, to be fair. When you read it like that, I can understand why West Coast rated lower without Barris. The Eagles have the biggest inferiority complex against Victorian clubs, but they'll happily trash Freo every chance they get. What? I mean, obviously we do trash Freo, but we also cop it. I don't know if we have an inferiority complex. There is a bit of Collingwood hate, not for me, but I think they did that survey and West Coast hated Collingwood the most. But I think that's just kind of a traditional thing. You know, Collingwood featured in every club's top three, I reckon.
Stuck on that, Freo.
Yeah. I think West Coast was very high in Port Adelaide's because
I think we were in every top five except for I think the Dogs.
Yeah, right. Probably because of the Trelaw thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Also, we got them in the finals in 2022. That could have been you this year, Jesse. Your Eagles let us down.
I know. True. I'm already excited for round one, though. I needed a few weeks to shake off the end of the season for West Coast. It was so bad.
I'm excited for the draft.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm excited for the trade period to be over, so I can just be like, okay, we got this, we didn't get this, and not have to deal with. Okay, we're gonna get this, so we're not getting him anymore. We gave away that. We're shit.
Yeah, true.
Just wake me up when the trade period's over.
Yeah, Wake me up on October 10th or 15th, whatever it is. Port's mantra is that they exist to win flags, is that they won the same number as St Kilda.
To be fair,
Still the second best team in SA.
To be fair, St Kilda have got a bit of a leg up on the years.
Yeah. Yeah, Port won in their 7th season.
How many seasons are Freo in?
there? Yeah. Yeah, they're younger than Freo. The Eagles won one in their 5th, I think. Something like that, 5th or 6th.
I couldn't even say what they wanted. Very different time.
Yeah. Do you know when Collingwood's first premiership was?
Nope. 19 something.
Yeah, 1900 something, probably.
Yeah.
There weren't that many teams back then.
No, probably like 8, I want to say.
I think Essendon won the first ever one.
Yeah, our first was 1902.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
How old we been in the league for?
I think it's 1897.
All right. So that'll be the 5th year. So
not bad. Not bad for a 4-team amateur competition. How many grand final losses you had?
Rats. Oh, rats. How many?
I think you have the most. That's why I asked.
Easy. It's not even close. To be fair, I'm pretty sure Sydney have as many losses in the AFL era.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. They've lost the last 3 they've been involved in. 14, 17, 22. It's 14, 16, 22. I reckon. And, could still add to that.
I can't find anything. It's a lot. It's like 30 something.
Yeah.
Losing grand finals.
Yeah. I wonder what we hold the record for.
I only remember a 1, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was 2018. I was too young. I was 10 when 2011 happened.
Yeah. I remember that one quite well.
And I was 1 in 2002 and 2 in 2003. So I don't remember those. Obviously.
If West Coast would be known for something in the AFL era, it must be like the biggest gap between dominance and being the joke of the comp. Like, we've done it several times now. I think I saw some stat, like we must be up there for rounds spent in the top 8 over the last 30 years. Like, we'd be incredibly high for that. But I think we're also like top 5 or 6 for rounds spent in last position, which is crazy for a team that's only missed finals like less than 10 times. Or whatever it is, the stat, I don't know. But it's crazy. Like, when West Coast falls, they fall hard. But their best obviously still wins flags.
Second half's about to start. Who you got?
I think the Giants, surely.
Yeah. 21 points at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I said, what did I say?
Not discounting the Brisbane comeback. There's only one scoring shot the difference, but I feel like the Giants are damn good. Mind you, they were up by this much last week. 26
points, I think, at the start before the game started.
Yeah, I think it got to 27, but maybe not sure about halftime. I'm actually going to have a wee. This is your time for your reign of terror again for the next minute.
Let's go. All right, guys. Here we don't talk about what happened in the replay, mainly because I don't know what happened. We lost, I'm pretty sure. All right, chat, who we got? Giants, I'm presuming. Let's get the bounce. I think, Essendon are definitely the more disappointing club. I think it was Jesse was saying how much gap between how good they are and how shit they are. Interesting here. Good tackle. Giants by 33. I'm presuming you're a North fan, Hot Plastic, or maybe you're a Saints fan. I don't know, because one of you gets constantly threatened to go up there. I can't imagine Hayden Gold Coast, to be honest. I hope I never win a final again, because that would be funny. I was thinking about that finals win gap. Essendon fans can't win any argument because the moment they're arguing, you say final.
I wonder what the second longest streak of no finals wins is.
It'll be, I think, currently, but Sydney have them beat at the moment, like ever.
Sorry, I think we were talking about two different things. What were you talking about?
Talking about the finals gap between finals to win.
Oh, like I meant finals wins.
Yeah.
What I mean currently though.
Yeah, currently I don't know.
Yeah,
probably North. The North.
It might be North actually. When did North
Adelaide
make the
was
finals?
2017.
17.
Brisbane was last year. Carlton, no. Essendon, okay, and then Freo. They won a final.
Yeah, North beat Essendon in a final. Oh wait, no, hang on. They must have been more recent than that. They made a prelim in 15.
I mean, do you count Gold Coast? You gotta count Gold Coast.
Good point. Yeah, maybe.
It's probably Gold Coast then.
Yeah. It's funny to think though, if North's at say 8 or 9, okay, they're at 9 years. They've still got 11 years to beat Essendon. Like that just goes to show how long it's been for Essendon. Fuck.
Oh, gotta mark that, mate.
Yeah. Two of my mates over here.
I'll be.
I don't have the heart to go out of like sad puppies. True.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink.
Oh, sure, mate. No worries. Enjoy. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Essendon to win a final. You know what I mean? Like it's been long enough. When I started watching footy, I kind of feared Essendon because I started watching 02, so they were like a really good team. It's been a long time since then. They had the Asada scandal. Sorry, just giving context to Essendon. I think the Asada thing probably did set them back a long way. But then I wonder if Collingwood had been done by the Asada thing, how would they have gone? My gut feel is they probably would have bounced back faster.
Wouldn't know. No Collingwood players ever done drugs before.
And I suppose Carlton had the salary cap thing. That really was the end of Carlton, wasn't it? It was before my time.
That was what? I don't remember. Before my time.
They got done with the salary cap
I was born.
in like 2000 or something like 2001, and they were in a grand final in 99. So it pretty much correlates with them falling off a cliff.
Ooh, the big fella.
You know what's dumb? I nearly went, Matthew Flynn. What the hell? He's played for us for a year.
So when he first got the ball there, Briggs, he did not look like he wanted anything to do with it. He was like,
yeah, true.
Up and then he got back. Was like, oh, I can actually kick the thing.
He says they're actually the worst fan base on Twitter. West Coast are getting up there. Really? That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, West Coast fans aren't great.
I don't ever see West Coast fans on Twitter.
No? Yeah, I don't even have Twitter. Like, I've got an account, but I never open it.
The most I ever see is I see a lot of Carlton fans on Twitter, and they're pretty insufferable.
Yeah, it's all perspective. Like, I do remember thinking Richmond fans went from lovable to annoying very quickly. That was part of it, I think, for me 7 years ago. I do get the feedback a fair bit that I'm not bad for an Eagles fan. So it makes me realize that Eagles fans really do make an impression online.
Whenever I talk to people outside, just offline, generally, about football, I do get like, you're not bad for Colin Kai.
Yeah. I just leave Twitter as its own thing.
Yeah. I don't interact with people on Twitter. I just have a look on people.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
The Cats are so good, they don't even need to rebuild. They just reload while other teams are stuck in rebuilding phases. Yeah, Geelong's over here treating premierships like a subscription service. I think it's crazy what Geelong have been able to do, I think. They've still got some like generational talents there as well. But they haven't even drafted that well. Like they've drafted really well late with these like role player types. But like if you actually look at their picks when they've had early picks, like God, they've made a few blues, I reckon. They take like Darcy Lang in the first round. Am I thinking of the right pick?
That was I don't even know who that is. So.
Yeah, I think that was 2013. I don't think he was Carlton. I think he was Geelong. I could be wrong. But then there's like Cooper Stevens. Like that's one of the first picks they took with the Tim Kelly trade. They just haven't hit that much in the first round. And yeah,
he's at Hawthorn now.
Yes, he was on the rookie list. I don't know if he'll survive.
Yeah.
They're not going to kill him. But
I remember like when that trade went through, there was the Mitchell, Holly Henry, what's it called, and Stevens trade. I think it was a freeway trade. I remember Hawks fans going like, "Oh, it's pretty good." evidently, outside of that trade, I mean, they have, it was evidently, but it's just the trade in itself. I don't know if they really gained much.
Yeah. Brandon says West Coast fans were really bad in 2019. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I love West Coast fans, don't get me wrong, but I know I'm aware of their reputation.
It's crazy how the people who started True Footy were West Coast and a bunch of Freo guys. And the only one who's left is a West Coast guy.
Yeah,
almost like
it's a metaphor.
He's taken them out.
Yeah, creative differences. Yeah. Oh man, I barely have any Eagles friends like in Perth. They're all Fremantle.
Yeah.
You look at the membership numbers now, and Fremantle are the fifth lowest with like 62. West Coast is like 103, still third. And I'm like, I don't know any Eagles fans. Well, barely. I'm exaggerating, but not very many.
Aside from people I've like met online and shit, I don't have none of none of my friends like I've just met just for other stuff, like are interested in football at all. So,
yeah.
Like I got this Collingwood Discord server. There's met a lot of good guys on there who are mates with.
Yeah, that's cool.
But other than that, I mean, at the moment I'm doing an arts type degree, so a lot of football fans in that generally.
Yeah, nice.
Film.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't really meet too many footy fans that were as into it as me in Perth, but I suppose that's kind of a high threshold. Oh, Shank. I'll have the lamb, thanks. Woodspoon asked about Hunt being as one of the wingers. Yeah, for sure. And who do you think the other would be? Yeah, well, there's no real obvious one. Like you've got, I mean, does Liam Baker come in to start on a wing maybe? Campbell Chester probably doesn't start in the team. Jinby played a lot there this year and then didn't. Maybe Ryan Marrick, even though I don't know if he'll stay there. I think he maybe starts there. He might be the best of the options left, unless you put Baker in there and put him on the wing.
Did well there, Aaron, for the most part. And
Hogan.
Good goal.
Looks like it's going to be Geelong GWS next week.
I'm backing in Giants and the big Cats.
I'm not convinced. Geelong really wowed me in the first round.
I think Cats are definitely favourites, but I just got a feeling. I think Giants play really well against Cats generally as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hogan has 4 points out, Luke. TM says that West Coast fan is VHP exec living in Scarborough, etc. Meanwhile, the average fan is a Freo fan is a Rocco Bogan. Well, I lived in a place called Melville, which is very close to Fremantle, which is why I didn't know any Eagles fans, or very few. I didn't realize, Perth was so like the Eagles fandom and Freo fandom. Is that Ashcroft? Nice clearance. Was so geographical in Perth. Never really thought about it till I moved there. Fletcher, nice handball over the top, nearly. Ashcroft, well done.
Green, good well breakthrough.
Yeah, strength. Oh my God, Toby nearly did something cool, but it would turn out to be terrible. Nice. Come on, Brisbane. Get back into this game.
Make it interesting.
Yeah. West Coast fans do have the most loyal fans. You can't hate that. I appreciate that. Kane Corns did say we have the best fans in the league. I think there's some truth to that, just based on how much they've still showed up in the last few years, which I like. Except me. I've got my membership just sitting there.
I would never really know about us because I feel like we would have, because 2021 really was shit. And I was got a membership in 2020. I wasn't a member before that, but I couldn't afford it. But I became a member in 2022. After 2021, not knowing, thinking we'd be shit. And we ended up coming good that year. So I wonder what would have happened with attendance if we continued to be shit.
Yeah.
We still probably turn up.
The average of attendance would probably still be high, like for Collingwood, Carlton. That will really bump up the numbers. Like no matter what happens, that's going to get a big crowd.
I still think we turn up though. I think we're a pretty good fan base. So
yeah. I'm sure that's right. Collingwood fans are extremely passionate, no doubt about that.
Bit of almost football for them, the Giants. Good mark.
Lazarus says Port have the most fickle and worst fan base. They leave earlier. I've heard that before. The whole TARP era when Port Adelaide were rubbish.
Depends what you call Melbourne in terms of just attendance. Melbourne games in a graveyard.
Yeah. I suppose Richmond fans, they usually had pretty good memberships and stuff when they were useless before the premierships, I feel.
I feel like it's less memberships, but I definitely see like people having a go at their players or throwing scarves like Essendon and Carlton. They're pretty bad when it comes to throwing a fit, kind of fickle.
Yeah. I suppose when you consider, though, how much Carlton's been through, for the fans specifically, I kind of respect that as well. It's been like 20 years of not a lot, with all due respect.
Yeah. I just feel like fans, they annoy me. It's like, if you're going to talk about all this shit, at least do it when you actually win shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Buckley kind of came out of nowhere as a defender.
Yeah. Him and Taylor were very good as a combo. and individually. Interesting that Witherspoon data had West Coast midfield rated higher. I suppose when you list it like that, it makes sense. Tom Green. Tom Green. Goal. Some of team mid-player stats above some of top 4 team mid-player stats.
Okay.
Interesting.
I feel you, Adam. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Your username. But yeah, whenever your team is just not kicking straight, it's the most frustrating thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it just felt like Brisbane lifted a little bit there, and GWS kicked 2 goals, and the Lions got a behind or 2.
Yeah.
Giants to beat Geelong next week. Sydney GF. Imagine that. Like, I don't think I've ever predicted the grand final correctly. Like at the start of a season. I could be wrong. I think like during the Richmond era and after we won, I think I tipped a combination of like Richmond versus West Coast, Richmond versus Collingwood. Neither of those happened. I think Richmond just ended up winning both against different teams.
Yeah. I don't believe normally tip grand finals as much as this premiers.
Yeah, fair.
I probably do, but I don't
this would
remember.
probably be the first prediction I ever get right if I get the prediction of the grand final combo. I think I said GWS to win it though.
Me and my dad had a bet at the very start of the year for who will finish higher out of Sydney and Giants. We thought about doing it in finals, but Dad said, "No, just do it for home and away." I had my money on Sydney, so I got.
That's a great bet considering GWS were better last year. Good tip.
Yeah, I thought with all their ins, like Grundy.
Yeah. I think they just also copped some injuries last year and they weren't fit.
That's another reason I had. But it was close though.
And
it been a good little bet, but interesting bet. But
yeah.
My dad also bet who would finish higher
between
them and Collingwood and Carlton for somebody he worked with. So he lost a few bets this year.
Yeah. Oh, it couldn't have been closer though, Collingwood and Carlton.
Yeah. Again, I like what's first. It all comes back to wet toast. Oh, dude.
Oh, the Candy Man.
That's a great bit of play.
Goal.
Yeah, I think
Brisbane kind of getting their asses handed to them at this point.
I told you. I reckon. I know. I really hope
you
Giants
did a comfortable win.
I don't even really hoping. Dude, I
definitely said GWS.
Yeah, I think I said like 26 points.
You did, yeah, something like that.
It's ballooned a bit.
But in just the tips, I think I tipped like 11 points, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah. I didn't watch just the tips this week, mainly because I was salty about not getting the Giants losing and me pretty much losing members tipping comp.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say I don't even remember filming it, but I think I did it with Druzy. That's right.
But I remember I was like behind Real Swift for like for 2.
Yeah.
For like 1 tip.
Yeah. Story of my love.
Loman will slot this, and he would not make me regret saying that. No, sir, way.
Loman. Brandon says Chris Fagan, the new Ken
Never
Hinkley.
in doubt.
Oh.
Would
Wonder how
North
much
play
of that
free
was
tall
intentional.
defense? Probably a task here, but like, what do you consider like a tall for North? Because obviously Logue, Pink's been playing forward, I think. Like core considered a key?
I think you do consider him, but he's undersized. But I think he
Yeah.
kind of plays that style.
And then Callan Dawson, I think. Probably the
Yeah,
third.
I saw him listed as a wing somewhere, and I've lost track of exactly what's happened with him. But I think ideally they go Combin. I don't know if Will Dawson will be ready next year. And on Logue. Oh, maybe they go Logue, Combin, and Core for now.
Maybe they should find someone so they can drop McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
I remember saying I think McDonald cost them the game against West Coast because he was on Larky, not Larky, fucking Allen over the last few seconds, and he just let him run at the ball.
Yeah, I do remember one horrendous shank he did as well that resulted in a shot on goal, I think. He says Chum plays forward. Interesting. I thought he did quite well as a defender. Would you not move him back if you get someone like a Darling? You tell me. I have no idea.
Joe.
Flynn or Williams? I'll probably go Williams,
Flynn.
Choosing between two bad players at the moment. But I think Williams has been better before, so
I'll go Flynn.
Flynn finished the year like he obviously had an interrupted year, but he was getting beaten in the waffle by waffle rucks, and it was just like, ugh. Oh, good goal, McInerney. Is there life in this game?
32 points.
If they come back from 44 and make a game of it, that would be impressive.
Yeah. Really biggie off the list. I thought he did well at least when I saw him play. At least what was expected of him.
Biggie will be off the list, says he. Interesting. Fair enough. On Chom wanting or Clarko wanting to be a forward. Fair enough.
What do you think about Tim Membry going to North as a free agent?
Yeah, I think it'd be one of him and Darling. You think they wouldn't double up? So
yeah, I think I would definitely prefer a Membry as a.
I probably would too, to be honest. I
think pretty much. I don't. If you just prefer Darling, I think you're a bit loco. Membry's still had like 30 goals this year. I'm pretty sure. It's not bad.
Yeah. Maybe they just don't think they can get Membry.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. He's still out of contract, hey, obviously. Yeah. But maybe they've had that conversation and it's lukewarm and they're like, all right, we'll go Darling. Don't know.
No.
Neil. Oh, that would have been huge, to be honest.
I think I'm a little ahead of you.
Yeah. Another miracle on grass. 6 goals, 13. Oh, that is climbing. Zorko.
I was so surprised when I saw Camarena as in the All-Zealand squad. Like, he had a good year.
Yeah.
You look at some of the players that missed, I'm like, he's probably the one I would take out.
He's pretty good when he's on, eh?
Yeah. Someone's had a bit of fall off.
I thought he was going to be, but still very good.
I was going to say someone's had a bit of a fall off. Brisbane has been
Who's sorry?
Zach Bailey.
Yeah.
He's definitely not the inspirational player he was last year. Hasn't been kicking those miracle goals.
Yeah, I think his stats are fairly level. Maybe it's slightly down. But yeah, he probably, as you say, the moments haven't really been there like he's previously produced. Oh, Brisbane free kick.
Free kick.
If they
I mean, how many points were Giants up? How many points were Giants up in the free quarter time last week?
Oh, no idea.
20-something.
But if this gets to like 19 points with 2 Brisbane goals to finish, oh my god. Oh my god.
I think he kind of stole that a bit.
Yeah. Was that Ashcroft that did it before?
Yeah, it was Ashcroft, yeah.
He's good at those kind of kicks, hasn't he? Won goal of the year doing that, didn't he? I think it was goal of the year. Max says the Giants are trying really hard to choke. They're still 4 goals up. We'll see.
Obviously, this game should be closer, considering how many behinds Brisbane have. But Giants have definitely been the better team, though. So they don't want to let this slip.
The inside 50s are even.
I think Giants should really, they wouldn't. I don't think they'll be happy coming out of the free quarter time even with this margin. I think they want the next one to be content.
Oh, another one.
Should have marked that one. Oh, dangerous.
Oh, he should have dropped. Yeah, mark that. Yeah. Your man, Bailey.
Giants, what are you doing?
Yeah, no moments from Zach Bailey.
Not at all. He's a fraud.
Far out now, 19 points. This game is lifted.
Giants, don't say it ain't so.
Yeah.
I think they definitely tried to kill the game too early last week. Like they put Hogan back with 5 minutes left to go. And they had like no one who could do anything forward.
Yeah. Brisbane are a pretty good finals experience team. This is showing character. Mind you, they're still 3 goals down. So they need to continue.
It's only the third quarter.
Exactly.
19 points, free quarter time.
Starcevic's contract status. Did he sign a long deal?
Good mark.
Ooh,
surely not.
Free agent next year, Starcevic. I reckon we'll have a crack.
Oh,
did well to get into it.
I want to see that again.
Oh, yeah.
This is getting hot. Giants are choking.
Ooh.
That's actually a decent stat, like 5 goals and 18 kicks.
What was that, sorry?
5 goals and 18 kicks.
Oh, wow. $44 points. They kick, 5 goals, as you say. Wow.
You're in this position for Giants. Who are you putting in that centre bounce?
Definitely Tom Green. Um,
I think I would go Tom Green, Josh Kelly, and James Peatland.
yeah.
Peatland just as someone to hold defensively.
I was going to say, you need a defensive mid here. You got 7 tackles
Bedford.
for Peatland, 6 tackles.
Does that too, I
Good
guess.
shout. Who we got there? We got Bedford and Daniels and Green. I think that was the 3. Ooh. Oh, well done. O'Halloran, big kick. Oh, too good, Harris Andrews. Wow, this game has opened up, not closed up. Which it sometimes does.
Oh, just needed to pick that up. Daniels.
Oh. The sneeze kicks it forward.
Lucky kick.
It was.
Peatland can't put it forward.
Brisbane's defenders have done really well one-on-one in key moments. Particularly Andrews, which is a big surprise for sure.
It wide.
Yeah. Brisbane are the worst fourth quarter team. Jesse, remember that time?
Not happy.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. I said that. That was like 5 minutes ago.
Good kick.
Oof.
Hogan.
Nice. This is big.
Could have been.
Big goal.
Could have been. Could have been. Oh, he puts it off. So am I ahead of you?
Oh. Footy by far can turn faster than anything else, says Luke. It is cool.
This is one of the best sport in the world. I reckon.
Agreed.
Lots it. They needed that badly.
Nice. They did need that. It was just odd to say about a team a couple goals up.
Kingsley in the box before.
What's that, sorry?
See Kingsley in the box before.
Mm.
I would not want to be locked in a small room with him at the moment.
No. Unless he bought me dinner first. Absolutely not.
Someone puts that.
Oh, minute 45. You feel like so much can still happen in the last minute 45 of this quarter that's going to be key. A goal either way would be very significant.
Breaks the run.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what a steal.
Oh.
Oh. Good game of footy, eh? Like, just the passages of play that end in a nice, pleasing result. If that makes sense.
His last 5 minutes or so have been some real good footy.
Yeah.
Like, how did Daniel get that clean steal off Neil? Hogan's been massive.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about his dong.
No, neither was I. Nice. 5 goals for Hogan. What effect will that have? Still definitely a chance. The Lions.
I like the Giants colours, TM.
I like that they're unique. I think their best jumper is the dark version, though, personally.
Yeah.
And I imagine they wear that in the grand final if they play Sydney, which would be cool.
Everyone knows you're going to win a flag. You got to have some black on your Guernsey. You know, it's more charcoal. Would you count that as black or grey? That's the question.
Yeah, it's probably charcoal. I mean, sorry, it's probably more grey than black. As long as Port don't wear charcoal in the grand final. Mind you, they'll host the grand final if they make it, I think. Or would they? If they play Geelong, they might not host it, which just affects the jumpers.
I don't know
But I reckon
how that works, actually.
Yeah, there's definitely always a host grand finalist who wears like the dark shorts or whatever shorts.
Yeah.
But because Port finished higher but then lost the final, it might be a Geelong grand final if it's Geelong Port. But because it's those two teams specifically, they might go Geelong white shorts, Port Adelaide black shorts. Just for the aesthetic. They do that sometimes.
Can't concede here.
Oh, 6 seconds. That'll do. 3/4 times.
Probably it.
Objectively, this entire season has been a great watch, but not for West Coast supporters. It was still an improvement on the previous two. So,
Ooh, not quite.
a Sydney Derby in Melbourne. Get ready for the quarter of the MCG to be empty. Nah, it'll be full.
Nah.
It'll be full.
Probably not the 100,000 plus we've had the last few years, but it'll be definitely 90 plus.
I think you just get so many opportunistic Melbourne residents that will buy a ticket as a neutral because they might not normally get a chance to go to a grand final, surely.
I'll definitely here go medals.
Yeah, medals.
They are very American.
Yeah.
I feel like players might like rings more because I feel like all they do with their medals is put them in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
Inside of like a sock. Looking wear out a bit, but I like just looking as they are as a fan.
I'm just looking at list of grand finals. It doesn't give me the attendance on Wikipedia easily. I'm trying to find out like when was. Oh, hang on. Oh, it does. Sorry. And, other than the COVID affected years, you have to go back to 2016 to find one less than 100,000. Hawthorn West Coast was only 98. Interesting. It's just hard to imagine unsold tickets for a grand final.
When was the last time interstate grand final?
04, and that was 77,000. You feel like there's no chance of that now.
Would have been 04 interstate. West
Coast.
Sorry,
06. 06.
Yeah.
Of all the ones to forget.
Yeah.
It was 3 in a row that they did interstate. So that 06 one got 97,000.
Yeah, you got to consider like there's Giants who don't have the biggest membership, so I don't think we'll quite crack the 100K.
Yeah,
but it would be high 90s for sure.
Yeah, looking at this, the fact that there is a correlation between interstate club being present and not hitting 100. 2011, Geelong Collingwood got less than 100. Grand final replay only got 93. You can kind of understand that.
Yeah. My dad went to that one.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
I wouldn't even watch that grand final, to be honest. Because the only person that would have put that on would be my dad, and he went to it.
Yeah, true. The full maximum attendance must be 100,024 because that's the exact capacity of the last two grand finals.
There'll be more people there, but they won't officially state it.
Yeah. West Coast v Collingwood would have had 2 empty seats, and Richmond v Adelaide would have had 3 empty seats. That's crazy.
How do they even work that out?
Yeah. Richmond versus Geelong, 29,000. I thought that was like 35. Was it only 29? Wow. Yeah, the Brisbane Collingwood one, 79,000.
Which one?
Good question. The second one, I think. Where am I?
03.
Yeah, the second one. The first one got 91. The second one only 79. That's crazy. I know that's 20 years ago, but still.
Yeah.
20,000 unsold seats.
Ready for the fourth quarter, ready to edge.
Oh, I made the same mistake on a True Footy pod about the Eagles grand final. Yeah, why do I keep thinking it's Brisbane Port? I don't know why. I was there. I was literally there in 06. North v Collingwood in the 70s for 125. Wow. Oh, 03 was low because of the redevelopment. Thank you, Stephen. I actually remember that. I remember the MCG being like under construction for ages.
Depends. Like, I don't know, West Coast fan, TM, but for that, does like you say, be style the Premiership for 20 years, or lose to 3 in the grand final? In the losing to 3-0 in the grand final scenario, are West Coast winning flags? Like, what's the flag? For
No,
scenario?
but it's possible.
It's just possible. Okay.
I would choose 20 years.
If that was Carlton, I would choose 20 years.
Yeah. We've served. How many have we served as well? 6. We win one every 12 years at the moment, so it's not actually that much of a difference.
Would you take a 20-year drought if you meant beating 3-0 in a grand final?
Ooh. 20 years from now or 20 years from 2018?
From now. So you say next year, whatever miracle happens, whatever year it is, you beat Fremantle in a grand final. But the next 20 years, nothing.
I probably wouldn't take that. I'd probably roll the dice. That's too long. That's 27 years or 26 years from between premierships. I don't know. I think we can do better than that.
I might.
That's right.
Consider taking beating Carlton in the grand final for 20 years, but yeah. I don't know. If I could confirm that Carlton winning any from that 20 years as well, I would take that.
Yeah. I think I would dread the possibility of losing a grand final Fremantle more than I want to beat them in a grand final. I think when we win a premiership, I'm already at maximum happiness. So I don't think I'd seek it out. If we played Fremantle in the grand final, I would feel like my life depended on it. Like riding each quarter of that game, I'd feel like this is it.
Carlton.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. If I could pick anyone to beat in the grand final, it's probably Carlton. If I could pick anyone to lose in the grand final, it's Carlton's last on that list.
Okay, who's second on the list then? For teams you want to beat in the grand final? Probably us.
No.
No?
No, we're close. You weren't even my thought process.
Well, I thought because of the revenge.
No, I don't care. I don't think about you at all.
I thought there was logic to that.
I would say I hate Essendon second the most, but that would also mean they win a final. So
true.
Probably. Oh, you know.
I think I would
maybe
say
maybe Richmond.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'd probably say Hawthorn because they've belted us into.
Or Hawthorn.
Other than Fremantle, obviously.
Then maybe West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, dropped it. and just kicks it anyway.
Oh, there you go. That makes it tough. I think, Eagles beating Hawthorn would just be nice because we've come up well short twice.
One team I could lose to in a grand final.
That's a good question.
I had to pick someone to lose to.
Mm.
North.
Yeah.
The scenario isn't next year where like you lost to North in the grand final. It's like North are good in this scenario. So it's not like you lost to North. So North.
See, intellectually, I agree with that answer, but then I just pictured it. You picture any of these scenarios, and you're just like, oh, like even St Kilda beating us, Adelaide beating us, it still hurts.
I
like
could Gold Coast. I could take. If it's their first,
but even then, you'd be the first team to lose to Gold Coast.
Someone's got to do it.
I need to think about that a little longer.
Someone
dare I say it? Maybe Essendon.
Take a word for it.
Ooh.
Gets it.
Oh. High scoring.
Yeah, I would have to say North or Gold Coast.
Yeah. I get
it's someone it's someone like I'll look back and be like, I won't care.
Yeah. Until you're in the moment, and then they all feel the same, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Eagles are a team that always gives their fans a heart attack. Like Darling's mark drop in front of goal. 100% TM. I remember that. I remember being furious.
I don't remember that, to be honest.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't remember that. But after she kicked the goal, Darling dropped it on the goal line. He was the only bloke in the goal square. And he dropped it.
I'm over that loss completely.
Yeah.
But I still don't think I've ever watched like the last few minutes of that game.
No.
I
watched 15 back, like a couple of years after. And
I
now I
really have like I never really have like the I don't feel the need to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel like us in 15, I didn't think, like even watching it back, I don't think we played that horrendous. I just think Hawthorn just mauled us. So I have some closure around that. I'm like, it's not like you could say we didn't show up, but I just think we wouldn't have been able to beat Hawthorn even if we showed up.
All right, lose a grand final, win a grand final, but you lose Shiesel the next year.
Like ACL in the grand final?
No, he goes to another club.
Oh. And wait, win a grand final or make it?
Win a grand final.
Yeah, you do that. You trade Harry Shiesel for a premiership.
Yeah. Win a grand final, okay. What about you and you never win one for the next 50 years?
Nah, you can't do that deal. You just can't.
That's just a normal move. Is he a part of the granny? Depends. Does that change your answer?
What's that, sorry?
Is he part of the granny? It's like,
yeah.
Depends. Does that change your answer?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say no, he's not a part of it. So he's never a North Premiership player. I'll throw what's his name? I forget his name. Wardlaw.
Yeah.
What about Wardlaw? Go for part of it.
Oh, Archie. Oh, should have done better with that. Should have done better with that.
Just like Jesse's love life.
A lot of behinds.
A lot of hun.
This is going to be my last pee break.
I haven't peed once.
Say some Darth Plagueis stuff.
Darth Plagueis the Wise. Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi. Other witching quote. Who seems the most thugs? I don't know. I feel like every team's got one. Interesting call. Yeah, that's a fur. Brisbane. Who's a thug in Brisbane? I feel like maybe I would call any player a thug, to be honest, because I feel that the harsh. It's just a harsh word. Like I think maybe like Charlie Cameron because he broke his ribs last year in the granny, but I don't know.
It's getting cold. I should jump.
Zorko, yeah, you changed my mind.
Yeah, I've heard that about Brisbane being like the biggest shit talkers. I think I heard that from Caden, I want to say.
Probably because it's the whole petty situation.
Yeah, I think he like
the whole situation was pretty petty.
Some of the boys, I think. I can't remember exactly where I got that from. I think he was talking to a player.
Yeah.
I think I might have even heard an Eagles player say it too.
50.
All right. 14 minutes left in one of these teams' seasons. You think at this point, the Giants
24 points.
West Coast needs some thugs. Yeah, well, we got Harley. I don't think he's a thug, to be honest, but plays rough, no doubt. Charlie.
Ooh, back to
18 points.
3 goals. Game.
Yeah, it's a good entertaining game, to be honest. Considering the margin was once 44. The rest are all kids that are rich.
That's rich coming from you. I don't know what would be, but I just know how to say a pun.
Yeah, West Coast did go through a big era of just drafting good private school boys, like post drug scandal.
We went through a period where we just drafted South Australians. So thugs.
Oh.
They call it a palmy, of course they're thugs.
Yeah. I think we call it palmy too. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and you're thugs. Well, good.
I lose track. I only lived in Perth for like 10 years, so I don't like know what I say is the same as what Perth people say.
Why would you do that? Here? Take advantage there.
Yeah, did he soccer it from behind? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. You take the shot just to take 30 seconds off as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a dumb decision. 06 West Coast team is overpowered. In terms of thuggery or talent? Bit of both, probably.
Barry Hall has been said, but Toby Green a few years ago.
Yeah.
Less these days, but
true. But not that long ago either.
Yeah.
Talent, says TM. Yeah. The midfield talent was insane in 06. I still think it's the greatest grand final ever. That's my unpopular, biased opinion.
You would be wrong. It's obviously 2023. I'm not biased at all.
I think if Collingwood had lost the lead, it might have ranked higher for me. It's still in the top handful. Mind you, West Coast didn't lose the lead either, but just the way the last quarter went, I don't know.
I mean, we lost the lead. We lost the lead in the last quarter.
Did you?
Yeah, Charlie Cameron kicked the goal.
Oh, true. Yeah, and then you got 2 goals up, and then Danaher kicked one late. That's right.
Yeah, I think that Jordan Ngoe goal was probably up there with grand final moments.
Yeah. The one that came to mind for me was side bottom because I think that was your last one, but the Degoe
Yeah.
one was huge.
Handball of God from Nick. Good kick and mark.
Cadman.
I think why I think Jordan Go was special to me at least because the sideline one was my 50-meter penalty, so that that makes it a little less
Gary
special.
Berry had a shocking quarter.
Yeah, him at like 30 plus years old in last quarter was very impressive. But instant response.
Yeah,
Bit of a shank.
Yeah, I feel like the Degoe one was against the play, like against the flow.
Just it's such a nice goal as well.
Yeah,
Handball, and then the receive, and then just off a few steps. Qualify that. What do you make of the goal of the year nominations? I saw a lot of people complaining about Dacos having 2.
I think Harley should win it.
I would win it too.
I think again, it's hard not to be biased. I know, and I feel like I'm unbiased about most things except for greatest grand final of all time. And this one, I think the fact that he ripped it out of the center and he's so young. I know Dacos is young too, but Harley has played. That was like
I was more talking about like the nominations because a lot of people thought Dacos shouldn't have even have had 1, 2.
Yeah, so Dacos, the one against Brisbane, might be my favorite of the 2 Dacos ones. I'm actually struggling to remember the other one.
I think the Gold Coast one is better.
I can't actually remember it, to be completely honest with you.
He sold some candy, got handballs, got some ball back a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no issue with it. I thought the Lions one was so good. I do think Bobby should probably win Mark of the Year too.
I reckon Elliott should win it. Free kick.
Really, that was my least preferred out of them.
That's a bit bad to me. I thought sorry, but I think what's his name? Dersma was a clear third out of those 3.
Yeah. I need to see.
So when I think about marks, I'm looking at like what would make the best like NBA style logo, you know?
Yeah.
I think Elliott's is just so perfect.
I feel like Bobby got higher. Again, I need to watch it again, but I feel like Bobby got higher.
Oh, Keith.
Oh.
To be fair, like Elliott was coming off a 200+ centimeter guy.
Yeah, okay. It's the worst goal of the year of all time, though, lads. Come on. Which one specifically?
I don't think Dacos's goals were that special. I think they were really good goals, but I don't think they're goal of the year winning goals, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so subjective. Oh, he means the nominations in general.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to stand on
Eagles and a Collingwood fan here.
I have to stand on business that Dersma's the 3rd best mark.
I won't double down too hard.
They're not awful goals. You can't say that.
Yeah, nah. Harley's was sick.
Nick's
I reckon that was.
I think the problem is they're all the same type of goal.
Yeah, true. Nine and a half minutes to go. 20 points. You feel like one Giants goal probably does kill it at this point. Now that the game's dried up a little. I'm starting to like Kane Cord's TM.
I think if Giants lose this would have to be one of the all-time chokes for like straight sets.
True. Good call.
Like less so for who beat them, more the fact that like
Positions.
how they lost.
Agreed. I've probably done a video before about worst straight sets performances. I'll see if I can find it. I might remake that. Mind you, no team will go out in straight sets at this point, you'd think. I still might make it. I can't remember. There would have been teams who got belted twice, I'm sure.
I'm also going to say that I don't think that I'm biased as well, that I don't think goals and marks in finals should count towards mark of the year. Just because it's the same reason like Brownlow votes, because like it's lack of opportunity for other teams to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think it applies.
We'll get a game on here.
Shit. I think it applies a little bit less for those things, just because having an extra 3 games to win goal of the year only improves your chances very slightly.
It still improves it. Especially like when there's money on the line.
I suppose if you're talking money on the line, then yeah, that's probably the key factor, because they can win.
If it's a meaningless award, then sure.
Yeah.
That gives you nothing.
Yeah.
14 points. All right, call it here, Jesse. Giants hold on, or
Giants hold on?
I reckon Giants hold on. But
yeah, still heaps of time though.
I hope they do.
Yeah, me too. Heaney and Jezza are the goal mark of the year. I agree on Heaney.
Hot take. I think Heaney's is only considered like incredible because of how he came down rather than how he was up.
Yeah,
that's my hot take. If he comes down normally it's not that impressive. It's not like considered one of the best goals marks of all time. That people have been saying. That's a mark.
Yeah, that is a mark. I suppose one factor when considering goal of the year is, I think, if it's pure skill versus a little bit of luck. So like a wild banana or snap, there's a little bit of a fluke of that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Harley's, again, I'm biased as hell, I know. But Harley's to do what he did, that was no luck involved at all. It was pure power and skill.
Giants.
Optimus says that Jezza wasn't even going for goal. He was trying to center it. That kind of proves
I believe that.
Yeah. It was such a low percentage shot, I suppose. Yeah.
Good mark.
Nice.
Can't keep his feet.
Somebody said before that Fagan has become the new Hinkley, where they just keep getting close but not winning. But it only takes one for him to become Chris Scott, you know?
Yeah. How long has to be fair, Scott won in his first year?
Yeah. So that one's less impressive, I think.
Yeah. He was given that list, but
he was. But then he's proven himself over and over again. So yeah. But you know what I mean? Just perpetually making top 4 is not a bad thing.
I don't know. Giants choking this is a little bit. They haven't choked it yet. Obviously, choked it properly. But it being this close is making me feel less confident about them beating Cats next week.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think I'm tipping the Cats no matter what at this point.
I think I will tip Cats just to be safe for my tipping comp, but I got a feeling. But not if that feeling is slowly going away. If Brisbane's in it, I'm not tipping Brisbane. I'll tell you that.
I just really hope it's not Geelong versus Port Adelaide, man, in the grand final. Who was that? Jasper Fletcher. Holy
yeah.
shit.
6.5 minutes. Well, how many points was it
Okay.
at one point? 40 something?
44. Buckley better than Taylor now, says he. Probably has had a better year, yeah.
He's had a better second half of the year.
Brisbane now have 2 more scoring shots and probably more inside 50s. I'll double check that. What a game.
It's for a team that like Brisbane, who have been consistently not very good in the last quarter. This is impressive, regardless of the result.
4 goals out of the 4 goals in a row. Shit, 4 goals in a row. Wow. Bedford. Not a great
Hogan.
kick. Oh. This will be a famous
forward
win
stoppage.
for Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forward stoppage, so they won't mind this Giants.
Yeah.
Watch Toby Green.
True. If Brisbane win this, it would be incredibly rare that a team who hits 100 first loses. That really never happens in the modern game.
Yeah. The only time I can think of it happening, and it definitely happened more times than this, it was 2023. It was maybe round 1 last year against Collingwood Geelong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's happened since then, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Brisbane's been involved in that before. Was that high? No.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Edged the kick very slightly. They've put the whistle away here, haven't they? Which
Please
is
head down.
what we always ask for. Dunkley, good kick. Very.
Don't let them get on it.
A couple of minutes. McCluggage, been good all night.
Again. Won't get enough.
No, surely not.
7 points.
If he did that on his left foot, that would have been insane.
It's like they can't let him tackle. They gotta tackle him.
Yeah,
that was too easy.
Doing that.
Like it's a bit of Pendlebury, like the way he was doing it, just slowing down. Wasn't really moving fast at all. Just selling some candy.
True. Just very aware of the space. Wooden Spoon Data says that rule doesn't apple within 10 points. Which rule are you referring to? Are you referring to the 100-point stat, or are you referring to no highs being paid there?
Ooh.
5-minute warning. 4:57.
I never watched football much when that was a thing, but I wouldn't like it. I like knowing how much time.
The 06 grand final had that, which is maybe a little bit of a factor in it as well for me, is that when the siren went, you had no idea how long was left. I think it was kind of cool, to be honest.
Good tackle. Just affected it enough.
Huge, yeah. 4:42 remaining.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah,
I've watched 3 close games. If all those close games in 2022 and 2023 were 5-minute warning games, I think a lot of more Collingwood fans would be dead from heart attacks.
Same with West Coast, man. All the thrillers. Actually, we did have 2 thrillers to end the year.
You really gave it away there. Good mark.
Well done.
He used his body really well there.
Yeah.
Just protected the space that he had when the ball was going to
drop.
Without
throwing his foot out like Toby. That's true. He points out Callum Ward was clutch last week as well.
Oh, he got
I
me
thought the
there.
game was over when he kicked it. McInerney inside 50.
Oh, what are you doing?
On the kick.
Oh, that's...
Oh. Did he throw that and deliberate? You got to give him a free kick here.
I'm not going to lie. That was silly. That was bad from Taylor, but that was silly from Iden to run back into.
Yeah. And did he even dispose of it correctly? Maybe. Costly mistake. The Giants are just fumbling this. What a game. 2 semis that have lived up. Danaher. This would be the sort of one he gets.
Oh, my God.
1 point.
Jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat.
We're in for a classic.
We're in for a classic and then one stinker of a prelim if Brisbane make it. Sorry, Brisbane fans. Jesse loves a good semi. Yeah. I'm basically there right now.
I'm currently deflated. I'm going for Giants.
I'm going for the Giants too, but mad respect to Brisbane. This would be their most famous finals win outside of a, premiership, I'd say.
Would also mean I've gotten 0 tips right this week. That's cool.
True. Same.
I've done terrible in finals in that case. I've got 1 tip in the entire final so far.
Yeah, 1 tip right. Yeah. I got 3 out of 4 last week and 0 this week if Brisbane win.
That Giants tip was looking so good for so long.
Yeah.
They're going to do it to me again.
Luke points out they kicked 15 behinds as well.
Oh, Whitfield.
Oh, Berry's had a good last quarter.
Fist. Oh, no, the bounce. 1-on-1. Joe! Holy shit.
From 44 points down, the Brisbane Lions are red-hot favourites to win this.
Watch him miss the...
GWS will lose the lead no matter what happens this kick.
Danaher had the fantastic goal last time. Now Watson missed this.
Yeah, true. Honestly, it's a bit like the old Quentin Lynch days for us. The closer he gets, the less accurate it's likely to be.
He slots it. I'm wrong.
Nice. Shit.
Giants, what are you doing?
Oh. Wow. For all this narrative, which I've perpetuated as well, and it has been true, the Giants being final specialists and good in September, they would be pretty salty about the way this final series has gone. Brisbane did spend most of the second half of the year as one of the best teams in the comp. But they did lose to GWS twice.
I mean, the 100 rule could still count. There's still 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's true, Max.
Whitfield just overran the ball there in the back half, the front half, I should say.
McInerney's been big tonight. I mean, he's always big physically, but
ooh,
well done, Bedford. Briggs has actually got the most fantasy points on the field. He's had 50 hit-outs to McInerney's 36.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Green needs a mark here.
Zorko.
Oh, pay that.
Yeah, that's probably a mark, yeah. Ashcroft having another good final, 25 disposals.
Need a mark.
Oh.
Oh.
Zorko. stoppage.
Could have been a pushing back there, but
yeah, I noticed that. You feel like
away.
In a different part of the game, they might have paid that.
Green, that's a stoppage. They won't mind that.
Yeah. Geez, you feel like with a minute 38, if GWS get one, there's still heaps of time for Brisbane to kick 2 at this rate. It's the sort of game where there could be 3 goals left, depending on who kicks them. Riggs versus McInerney. It's been a big battle.
Too strong on the tap. Of a stoppage.
Well done by Berry, to be honest. A minute 27. What a final. Could we have a Nick Davis? Nick Davis.
I mean, Nick Davis did something. Kicked the goal like this against Carlton.
True. I was thinking Nick Davis
Pete Lang.
Up to the semi-final.
That's going to be
ended up winning a
Mark.
Oh, good mark. Bailey. Hates a big moment.
That's not 5. That's lucky to be 15, I reckon.
Yeah. I feel like Brisbane have been better in the air at key moments.
I think aside from Hogan, really, it's
8 goals from stoppages. Whew.
That's below the legs.
42 seconds. Oh, they're running out of time here. Ooh.
That was below the legs, below the knees before.
Yeah. 36
should have been higher
seconds.
then as well, to be fair, but
that'll be it, I reckon. Oh no!
Do we have
marks? There's one last roll of the dice here for the Giants.
Need a mark here.
They're not going to do it.
We need something spectacular here.
I just have no faith in them right now. It never felt like they were going to score.
No, they're not going to do it. This has been by far the biggest choke I've seen for straight sets.
2, 1.
Wow. One of the biggest chokes of straight sets you've ever seen.
Well, my voice just broke like a little bitch. That's the second time that's happened. Wow. Part of me has a bit of schadenfreude for GWS. It's like, well, you did that to yourselves. But what an amazing win from Brisbane.
That goal from Joe Danaher on the the Jeremy Elliott pocket.
Yeah. Well, this sets up a mouth-watering stinker between Geelong and Brisbane.
Well, Geelong's made a grand final, and therefore Sydney and Port are going to be in the grand final, which means Geelong, congratulations on the premiership.
Yeah. Wow. You'd think, I mean, I'm kind of disrespecting Brisbane here, but you'd think Geelong fans will be relieved that they're playing Brisbane and not GWS, in my personal opinion. But that was also an amazing final. And they are a finals hardened team, and I'm probably underrating them next week.
Yeah. It's a bit of banter.
Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable game.
How do you choke that? Like,
how
do you choke like that 2 weeks in a row?
Were there any other occasions they did that this year? I don't know. I think they came from behind to beat Hawthorn. They came from behind to beat someone else late in the season. So they were finishing games well. It's just, yeah.
Hey, Peatland, if you ever want to beat Brisbane, you know who to call. These guys.
Yes, it's true. Well, true that we might get some accelerated answers on guys like Cumming, Perryman, and now Peatling as well. We think we know Peatling's staying, but
yeah. To be fair, we think we know that. I think Cumming is going to go to Adelaide.
Yeah.
And I think
Perryman to Hawthorn, I think.
Port have a decent chance as well. It's one of those.
Oh, that's true. Actually, I did see that late. West Coast, I think, is still in the race. All our amazing prospects.
I feel like Giants, for the first half of that quarter, felt, oh, we're home. And they didn't play up for that, weren't prepared for that run.
It did feel like when it was 100-80, you just felt like one more goal would have probably killed it, but they just opened that door. And in the end, 6 points would have made the difference. So there you go. My preseason grand final call is dead, points out Max. Yes, that's true. I didn't even think
there was a point in before that where, what's it call it? There was a handball in just outside of GWS's forward 50 that was going to Whitfield, and Whitfield just overran it. And it went straight to a Brisbane player, and that player that went on a run that ended up in the Joe Danaher goal that put them in front.
Yeah, true.
So small moments like that really affected. Even if he just intercepted it, it doesn't go to Joe Danaher. Even if he doesn't win it himself.
Yeah.
But small moments.
Congratulations to Brisbane Lions fans. After the heartbreaker last year, there's a nice little finals memory for them. I'm hoping they beat Geelong, to be honest. But
yeah, same.
Sydney Brisbane grand final would be cool.
I'll definitely be going for Brisbane.
Yeah.
To be fair, if Brisbane make the grand final, I think they could beat Port. If Port beat Sydney, but I reckon Sydney win that just because.
Yeah.
Just the fact
I'm
that
not entirely convinced. I'm less confident about Sydney than I am Geelong.
I'm talking about like in a Brisbane Sydney grand final. Yeah. I think Sydney win that just because of they didn't have to go through the semis and stuff like that. Winning from fifth, I think.
Yeah. Sydney. Funnily enough, if Brisbane lose to Sydney in the grand final, I think that'll be the first time a team has lost back-to-back grand finals since Collingwood.
Wow, thanks for that. I was like a baby, so I would not know. Your words can't hurt me.
You are the reigning premiers for at least another fortnight.
Yep. I'm a little flat with that, to be honest. I was really going for Giants.
Yeah. Again, I think it's not that I like one team over the other. I think I just can't help but feel that the Giants would have made a better prelim. But Brisbane might prove me wrong.
Well, I think that makes the tipping easier next week. So I think I've won my. I'm not gonna say I have because anything can happen, but because I need to get 3 tips wrong to lose the Collingwood Red comp.
Yeah,
and because I have a better margin than second.
Yeah.
But there's 3 games left. And
Yeah.
I'll have to get all 3 of them wrong. And with Geelong against Brisbane, I don't think many people should be tipping Brisbane to win.
We'll see. Yeah. I'm not too sure. MCG factor. I guess I'm probably scarred a little bit by the prelim in 22. And to be fair, Brisbane probably, like throughout this year, did look like a better team than Geelong. But now I've changed my opinion.
Yeah.
Tough one.
I think I'm Brisbane first for who I want to win, and then Sydney, then Port, then Geelong. I think that's what I want to win.
Yeah. One of Brisbane or Sydney, I'd be okay with. I don't know why Port winning would get my prediction right, the finals predictions, which immediately looked ridiculous after the first game.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, I've never had a prediction blown out to pieces that early. But we'll see. Sydney Geelong grand final seems the most likely at this point.
To be fair, this does make sense, but I don't think GWS were going to win it in general because in the current system, no team has won it from fourth, and it's not like that one time I said it was second.
That's right. Yeah. That's true.
But I think
no
Giants will really ruin this, because I think this is probably one of their best chances to win the flag in a while. Like Cummin and Perryman aren't like, and Peatland to an extent, even though we reckon he'll stay, aren't like A-tier players, but they're still decent contributors.
Yeah.
Won't make them better.
Yeah, agreed. I think those will be big losses if they do lose them. Tim Stewart says, I've come to terms with Jesse hating the Cats. I really don't hate the Cats, but I just don't want to see them win a premiership when they've won one so recently. You know what I mean? I think this grand final, this season shaped up to be like the potential to see a new grand final combo, new premiership contenders. So I'll be flat a little bit if it's Geelong Sydney again, because I think I know Geelong. I think Geelong would beat Sydney.
All the talk about it being interstate teams, and then the Victorian team wins.
Yeah, Geelong. Yeah. So I'm just looking for something a little bit different.
Because Port haven't won one since 2004.
Yeah.
And Brisbane 2003, and then Sydney a bit more recent, 2012.
Yeah.
But still, either one that's more than 10 years.
Yeah.
As opposed to 2.
Yeah. I mean, I've sat through 4 Geelong premierships. 4. So, yeah.
Out of ones I've been a real football fan, it's been just the one for me.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
I was a bit young in 2011. 10 years old.
Yeah. Tim Stewart says, I can see that from an outsider, but you never want your own not to win. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I made a whole video this year about how Geelong became a powerhouse, so don't hate them. Yeah. Anyway, mate, we're at 3 hours and 12 minutes. I think I better wrap this up, but I appreciate you being here, Rogie. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And,
my
thank you very much.
2 minutes of very well spent. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, mate. We'll be back next week. I'll probably just stream every final from here. So if you're around, Rogie, neither of our teams are playing. So
yep, I might hop on for one of the prelims.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. No worries. All right. Cool. All right, catch you later, folks. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Bye.